Adam Deitch, and until November, I was a federal prosecutor.
My name is Barbara Wright, and I was Sandra Birchmore's cousin. The Norfolk County District Attorney's Office has not delivered justice. They've denied justice for Sandra Birchmore.
I think of the Sandra Birchmore case.
We're going to get to that next.
Literally every day. Any case where victims and their families don't have justice needs to be reevaluated.
My name is Melissa Berry, and I'm seeking justice for Sandra Birchmore.
What will it take to restore the public trust? I don't know, Adam Deitch. That would restore my public trust.
Tell your friends. Tell everyone you know in Norfolk County about this race and why it's so important.
I made a promise to Sandra I was going to stick with this till the end.
And you can too. By scanning the QR code, my camera's mirrored, so I never know which side it's on, but it's down there somewhere. Oh, hey.
Where are we? Are we talking politics tonight?
We're always talking politics until September 1st.
Identify your voter and get them to the polls.
Yes. You guys hear that? Hello,
Identify your
friends.
voters and get them to the polls. And you should probably have poll watchers too.
Yeah, I don't think that people have asked about that. I actually don't think this is going to be an election where there's a lot of like shady things going on at the polls. That's not to say there's not shady things going on in Norfolk County in general, which is why this election is so important. But at the poll, like our polling places are very boring. It's like little old people checking people in and everyone just popping into an elementary school gym. It's not like lines of voters and anything nefarious.
I was the precinct chairman for voting presidential election.
I love
I
that.
had to stand there when I was in charge of everybody voting there that day. Only had
Good
one
for
person
you.
I thought we're gonna have to call a sheriff on.
The what?
Only had one person I thought we were gonna have to call a sheriff on.
Oh, why? What were they doing?
They were upset. They said that they didn't trust the electronic ballot and they wanted a receipt. And I was like, they got really angry about it. And I was like, hey man, I was like, dude, listen, man, like this is what I don't know. And I start talking to him, and this is East Tennessee, right? So I just talked good old boy to him. And next thing you know, we're talking 4-wheel drives, hunting dogs and guns. And he was like, all right, brother, I trust you, man. I said, man, I appreciate you. I'll make sure if I saw anything that's going on wrong, I would report, man. I don't care who you are. But anyway, and we had a good election.
Do you
Actually, he ended up
switch?
calling the election commission and said, apologized to them and said that I was really cool. And I was like, nobody's ever done that. I forgot about that till just now.
That for you. I feel like, do you code switch from like your like Southern drawl to like the you that we know? Like when you're out in the
What are you
real
talking
world,
about?
are you like, hey y'all, how's it going?
I
Guns,
do that here, don't I?
dogs.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just us. What I always thought. I don't know any other way. You're talking
I
about
love
like
that.
you don't hear it when I get serious about something.
I mean, I hear you have like a little like Southern accent, but it's not the full like drawl that you just did when you started talking about like guns and dogs
Guns,
and
dogs, and
voting
hunting. Yeah.
red like the blood of Americans.
Well, there's a lot of using those words. So no, yeah, I live all over the country too. Like, Memphis is like
yeah.
it's the mid-South. That's where I was from, and it's a little bit different accent. It's that Mississippi River accent, and you don't know. But anyway, and then
All we know around here is weird Fall River accent. No ass.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I remember people talking about that. And y'all have, for such a small state, y'all got a bunch of different dialects in your state, don't you?
It is like somebody could do an entire like lexicon, whatever the like accent study is on like pockets of Massachusetts. The town I grew up in, there is like one pocket that everybody there has like super heavy Boston accents, and then the entire rest of the town doesn't. And it's, yeah. Anyways, we're already squirreling. I told you what I wanted to do to start. I wanted to take a second and kind of like reintroduce Squirrel School. I'm noticing in the comments section now of our videos, people have a lot of questions that like I should have answered like day 3 of Squirrel School that I am going to do now. So for anybody who doesn't know what is going on and just stumbled into here, this is Squirrel School. And I'm Emily C. I live in Norfolk County. This is Expert. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm just a dude wearing sunglasses, man. I got.
Oh, I had them off for the fundraiser. Hold on. Actually, while I'm fixing the super chat problem, can you explain, because the like literally number one question I get in the comments section is why you have sunglasses on, which people seem offended by sometimes.
Yeah, it's weird. A lot of people wear sunglasses, though. Yeah. Because it's so bright in here. Y'all, look, you sit in front of a screen. Like, I've got it. My monitor's 32 inches. I've got a 14-inch laptop. I've got another 11-inch thingamabobber over here. I got a TV going over here. And just your eyes, man, it kills you after a while. And so, especially like the lights and everything, luckily I figured out how to kill the lights off. But like right now, the only light I have coming on my face is from computer monitors. And they're all turned down to low. And it's
That's
just, you
crazy.
get, it's, look, I could either wear these or those computer glasses, that looks
like Blu-ray.
I gotta wear those. Yeah.
The ones that
yeah,
everybody got during the pandemic.
I was like, oh, I'm on the computer all the time. I got to have the clear whatever thing. So that's just, I noticed it. I do this in stores that have the high intensity lights. Like Walmart's a good store. And
Yeah.
I started noticing, I put my sunglasses on, and I have, yeah.
We're watching
No big deal.
tonight.
I'm not hiding from the FBI. Perfect. Awesome.
So this is Squirrel School, and this started because Expert and I met on a fundraiser for Turtle Boy, and then it turned out afterwards, Expert didn't really know why he was there or like what was going on with Turtle Boy. So I planned like a lesson. I was a kindergarten teacher. I planned a lesson to teach him about everything that had led up to what is happening in Aiden's criminal trial coming up. And then like halfway through that, I asked you, wait, what do you know about the Karen Reed trial? And it was basically nothing. And I have been pretty obsessed with all things Norfolk County, Karen Reed trial, Massachusetts now. And so this has now morphed into what we call Squirrel School because Expert's brain is run by squirrels. And sometimes they get distracted and we keep them in check. And we have school uniforms.
Yeah.
And
I've got a new one coming.
And we have a theme song. Hold, please.
Hooray, it's time for Squirrel School, the best part of my day.
Something Squirrel School is not. This is not a place we're gonna like deep dive into like the documents and like the little details of like new information. This is where we're reviewing the trial, like the big picture moments of the trial. But it is really fun. It's fun there's so much to this trial that like I'll feel like I know everything that happened, and then I'll be pulling up stuff for tonight and there's like a witness that I'm like, who was Hannah Knowles again? And I will have completely forgotten that person existed. And getting to see Expert in real time realize the absolute nonsense that goes on in Norfolk County is quite a treat. So that's Squirrel School.
That's go back to like the first one or something like that, or second one. You really see me just shocked. Because my understanding of the Karen Reed case was I knew that I do the Dollywood thing. I do a live thing every year, and Broken Baker had flown in from Denmark. Right when Karen Reed 1 was starting, and he was doing that from my house. He was trying to cover it. It was amazing, and that's where he got to meet everybody. And I was just, y'all, there's so many great people in Massachusetts. It's just awesome. And then
These are where the good people hang out. There are also a lot of crazy people in Massachusetts.
yeah, you gotta stop hanging out with those people. That's what I think.
Definitely, yes.
So you're going to have to slow down and speak up.
I need to label these.
What road?
Ruh-roh. There it is.
What dialect does he have? Where's he from?
He's from the Massachusetts State Police. I think they just have their own
That's a whole
dialect.
different dialect. Yeah.
Yeah.
They all have bald heads, and
It has been like so entertaining in the Lindsay Clancy trial that there will be a person on the stand, and before they even open their mouth, I'm like, oh, there's a trooper. And then they're like,
Yeah.
I'm blah, blah, blah. I've been a Massachusetts State Trooper since 2011. I'm like, yeah, we know. The bald dialect.
The bald dialect. I love that.
Before,
You know what? It's the like I didn't know any of this stuff, and if not for Emily, this is kudos to you. You being that teacher, you draw my attention, and you keep me focused on it, and you're showing me something that I've had, y'all. I paid no attention to any of this stuff, and then when we get done with the stream, unless she sends homework, I try to stay away from it because I don't want to have that experience without y'all. I mean, this is pure raw. This is the closest I've ever done. The closest I've ever done to being prepared for a show is by not paying attention to it the rest of the week. I mean, I try to stay out of all of it. And then there's drama now in Karen Reed. I'm like, how can there be drama? This is all about freedom. And then that gets me upset.
there's only drama.
Meatball was my tutor
Thank you.
last night.
Good work. I love that. I popped
It
in for a
didn't end with
second,
the
and
news I
then
saw did.
you know the second that you do your Wiggle song, I close it every single time.
You know, you only come in
Thank you.
when I'm
Let me
doing
check.
that. So, wait, do you have
Um,
AC you haven't put on?
Sometimes it like resets itself. It goes to like eco.
I hate
Um,
eco.
Yeah, like it. Thank you, Exhibit Alley. Exhibit Alley is about to be a superstar tonight. You'll see why in a second. Before we get started with the lesson for tonight, we need to talk about something very important, and that is that there is an election coming up in Norfolk County on September 1st. And if you are a student in Squirrel School, you are required to vote for Adam Deitch. It is not an option. It is you're expelled from the school if you don't. This isn't a real school, so that's not illegal for me to say.
What night of the week is that?
That is a Tuesday, I'm sure, because it's an election day. Yeah, Tuesday. And
Thursday.
Something that I want to tell you something fun that happened. Something fun that happened today. Well, a good lesson for everybody. So I was talking to my mom. I took my son Carter. We went swimming today, and I was talking to my mom there about the fundraiser that I did on Saturday. If you haven't watched it, it was 9 hours.
Amazing, by the way.
Feel free to use the chat
$10,000.
version.
Holy
Skip
cow.
around. It was so much fun. So much fun. I had a blast. It was. We raised. It's now at I think $11,305 from the fundraiser.
Wow.
Which is really exciting. And the best part about that is that it's money that's going directly to reaching new voters. So it's not, now they're not like getting their campaign office up and running and like paying for their staffing. It is literally funding like mailers that are going out today and knocking doors and handing out pamphlets and reaching voters, which is really exciting. So I was talking to my mom about that, and she asked how things were going. I said that there had been last night there was their last forum, their last like debate that's not really a debate. and it was hosted by the like League of Women Voters in Needham. And when I said that, my mom was like, "Oh, your dad bikes with like so many people from Needham." Like, so my dad bikes in a big group of like, picture all those bicyclists in their uniforms going down the road like 50 miles an hour. That's my dad. And he has a big group of people that are from Needham, which is in Norfolk County. My parents don't live in Norfolk County. And she was like, should we tell him to like email them and tell them to vote for Adam Deitch? And I was like, yes. So that's like 12 to 15 people that he's going to reach out to right there. And I just hadn't even thought of that we have a connection to. So you never know. The more that you talk about Adam Deitch, the more that you bring up the election, the bigger impact that you can make.
You reminded me of something. So our primary elections were, was that like last week or week before last, something like that. And the next day, looking at election returns, there was somebody somewhere. I'm trying to find. I do. I'm going to send this to you.
Do it.
Wait, that's not the one. That's not the right one. Well, that's not the right one either. Why didn't I get that one sent to me? Okay, so there's somewhere someone was running for office, and they got there are two people running for office. Both of them received 507 votes.
Oh my God.
And one person did a write-in. That's the breakdown. 507, 507, 1.
I mean, this
Now,
is
so
what
when
I
you say
mean by
like,
low.
15 people or whatever, like, do not discount that. Do not discount
Yeah.
that. And if those 15, if they'll each do one, then you're at 30. If they'll do two,
Yeah.
you're at 45.
And low turnout
So,
elections like this, you really have the opportunity to make a big difference. Like when it's the presidential election, it's like everybody, a lot of people are turning out to vote. Like everybody should vote in those elections, but your vote
yeah, it doesn't matter if you're alive, dead, or
carry as
what.
much weight. Right. No, but your vote doesn't carry as much weight in an election like this. It really can come down to like 10 votes either way, and you could be the deciding vote. I think one thing I want to mention about voting day is if you live somewhere where you're driving to the polls and you have like an elderly neighbor who might not make it to the polls that day, if it's difficult for them, like knock on their door in the next couple of days and ask if they want to ride to the polls. You can load up your car, but take the whole neighborhood. Just pick up people along the way. Like if you're walking in and you see people walking by and they're just like out exercising, be like, hey, want to come in and vote? Whatever you can do to just get people to the polls, and in that
Make sure they're
time also be
registered to
like,
vote.
well, yeah, there are people that this is not just like a free for all. There are people that check you in. Also, register to vote. If you are a Republican, you cannot vote in this election. And if you want to vote for Adam Deitch, you need to change your voting registration to unenrolled. You have like 1 day left to do it. So just do it now. Don't keep putting it off.
Yeah, most people in that county are, by the way. Like I think that's the number one political group is unenrolled.
Yeah, Massachusetts has the highest number of unenrolled or like independent voters, in like the highest percentage of independent voters out of any state, which I found interesting. Yeah.
It's a one-party system. That's why.
Yeah, but see, that's what's interesting is that it is a reliably blue state, but it actually is kind of like a purple state. The traditional Massachusetts kind of like system is like a Mitt Romney governor with like all the rest Democrats underneath him. And it used to be this idea that like
pretty much Democrat.
but I'm saying it used to be this idea that like Massachusetts really liked checks and balances, and like we liked this idea of like not leaning too far one way or the other. And politics has changed. We're not going to get into that. Here's what we need to do before we move on to talk about Squirrel School.
Don't turn on super chats.
I thought I did. Did I not?
I don't know. I saw it again.
I thought I did. Okay, let me see. I thought I just did everything. So now what? It says they're on.
So, like in Tennessee, we don't have you don't register one way or the other. When you go in to vote, you say if you're going to vote on the Republican or the Democrat ticket. And in Davidson County, which is Nashville, it has always been very, very Democrat. And back when Democrat was red, and then, you know, they changed red to blue. They switched parties in 1984.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, but the so in Davidson County, all the, like, if there's a Republican governor, like his staff and everything that lived in the county, they would all vote in the Democrat primary to try to get, you know, I mean, they're going to be represented, but they want to have the representation that's more in line with their ideals than, you know, not, because there's nobody in the Republican primary is going to run. So
yeah,
you can do that in Massachusetts. You're saying
this is another reason why Blanca B said, I love being an independent voter in Florida because you get less calls and less flyers in the mail. Brilliant. Before we move on from this, I have two very special videos that I want to show you. The first one was created by our very own Exhibit Lally, and she makes these little Lego videos. After we do the Adam Deitch videos, I need to show you the one that she made for this show. They're so cute. So here you go.
AD, 4DA, AD, 4DA, Adam Deitch, 4DA. FBI first, but now it's time to lead. Truth, justice, accountability. September 1st, don't forget the day. AD, 4DA, Adam Deitch, 4DA.
It's so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. Tell me that's not the cutest thing you've ever seen.
Minecraft, isn't it?
Is that what they are? I thought it was Legos. What do I know? Is that what it is? It's Minecraft. I'm such a nerd. I don't even know any of these things.
No, a nerd would know. A nerd would know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm the nerd in
okay.
this conversation.
Now, this is out of character, but we're having our very first fervent break right now, 22 minutes into the show, because Fervent put out a new video today. And this is like, I feel like every single video that Fervent puts out, it's like the bar gets raised and then the bar gets raised and then the bar gets raised. And now this is just like another tier of like greatness that he just unlocked with this video. You might need tissues. Everybody, fair warning.
Shoes? Dancing shoes?
Tissues. Like I was like,
oh, tissues.
Got that lump in my throat. It's just so incredibly well done. So, introducing Fervent's new AD4DA song. Is everybody ready? Oh my God, it's so good.
I spot another victim. Oh, look, another victim. If you want justice for victims, oh, vote Adam Deitch. We have a two-tier system. Tired of the same old business. One more chance to fix this. Oh, vote Adam Deitch. It's time to fight. Stop protecting the people who lied. Saw it with my eyes, and yes, I think the jury got it right. This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't who we tryna be. This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't who we tryna see. This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't who we tryna be. This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't who we tryna see. I spot another victim. Oh, look,
Oh my God. Fervent. Oh my God. It's so good. It's so good. I like literally have chills. Oh, also, you really just kept going with this. I didn't see that last time. Oh my gosh. And it is there is something about supporting a political candidate where you don't feel like you need to like exaggerate or spin or hide or like change anything about them. Not like that is so powerful because it's real, because there are victims in Norfolk County and there will continue to be victims in Norfolk County from the same like malicious prosecution and the same look the other way mentality until Adam Deitch is in office. And we have however many more days to make that happen. And it is a really scary thought to think about. My mom asked me today, she was like, what's Adam Deitch going to do if he doesn't win? And I was like, I don't know. He probably has a plan for like still rooting out corruption in a different way. But like, I don't want to have to think about that. And we have the chance right now to make that happen. So there's that. Do you know the story? Well, we talked about Just en route. Do you know Sandra Birchmore's story?
No, you're supposed to tell me about that. I think.
Yeah, we have to do that at some point.
Because you were like, that's something that's too big to do at Squirrel School, and you also said it was too big for me to fully understand by myself.
Yeah, but I feel like now that you're starting to piece together Karen Reed and you're like understanding all the intricacies, you have to really get to the underbelly of understanding how atrocious every single level of what happened to Sandra Birchmore is. You have to like you almost wouldn't believe it if you didn't know how corrupt Norfolk County is and has been, because there would be a part of your brain that's going like, no, but there must have been another reason. There must have been this, there must have been that. And no, the answer is at every level of the investigation that never happened, the answer is Norfolk County cares more about protecting the people in power and the people that have connections in this two-tiered system than they do about protecting citizens in Norfolk County. And they prove that again and again and again. And then it turns out it's just all Massachusetts, because we're seeing that right now with Lindsay Clancy. But that's a whole other story for a whole nother day. That being said, let's talk about Squirrel School. So tonight in Squirrel School, we are going to continue the diary series. So brief overview. During the Karen Reed retrial, I wrote a diary entry every day from the perspective of Hank Brennan or Adam Lally. And for the last two shows that we've done, we watched Hank's videos and then paused them in the middle, talked about the like testimony from that day of the diary, went back and forth. Today, we're going to do that with Adam Lally's diary entries. However, something that you need to know about Adam Lally is that he's very boring. And in the first trial, he was the lead prosecutor, and he did the entire trial, and it was all very boring. In the retrial, he only got the boring witnesses. So we're not going to watch all of his witnesses because you would be very bored. Instead, we're going to watch some of the other.
In the second trial,
he barely was. You'll see in the diary.
I thought he was taking coffee notes or whatever.
No, that was Greg Connor was taking coffee notes because he was actually there as
that guy.
Yeah, he was chief trial counsel to Michael Morrissey. But then in his interviews about his role in the Karen Reed trial, he's like, yeah, I was just there, like, if anybody needed like a glass of water or like coffee or something. And then you see him in the background of opening statements, like taking furious notes. And it's like, coffee orders? Okay, sure. So here is Lally's diary. Roses are red, smoking is fun. I convinced 9 jurors, Hank convinced none. April 25th, 2025. Think positive. Dear Diary, who, if anyone, finally got to talk today? Me. Hank gave me a carton of cigarettes because no one fell asleep. You know what, though? That was enough. I don't want to have to work anymore. If they want to pay Hank $1 million to do what Jen McCabe says, just let me relax in the courtroom in peace. I don't even think anyone has noticed the curtain I hung up so I can nap without the sun in my eyes. XOXO, Lally. P.S. Free Karen Reed because then I win. May 5th, 2025. Speak up today. Dear Diary, finished my second witness this morning. Bev forgot who I was, but thankfully Hanky had my back and reminded her that it was my time to shine. Things went downhill from there. I lost the key to Katie's dungeon, so we had to let Sarah go first. I swapped Katie's little cross necklace for the one I stole from Laura's office, so people wouldn't notice that she was wearing the same outfit as last year. I think it worked. Ended the day with Gallagher. Now that he's retired, I'm going to see if I can borrow some of that ego booster he's on. XOXO, Lally. P.S. We're not going to talk about Ryan and Heather, but I think she smiled at me. Okay, we're going to pause there for a second. First, you guys want to know a secret about that diary entry? So I forgot that I should write diary entries for Lally when he got to talk like every once in a while. And Trial Channel and I had just become friends like a week, 2 weeks before that. And she messaged me and was like, can I write Lally's diary entry? And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Then I was like, you write it. And like, I was like, you write it and like put it out and like maybe everybody will like start doing this. And she was like, no, I can't do that on my channel. I want to just like send it to you. So she ghost wrote that one. And I think I can say that now because it's like been a year. And
there's no statute of limitations on this.
Nope. Now.
Did you hear that giggle?
Out.
That usually means something like one of those devil cats about to be run over or something. Or are they the feral cat, the adventure cat?
Okay, first of all, my very favorite thing about this entire YouTube community is when you guys change your usernames to the best possible things. K-Shred's magnifying glass is fantastic. So today, Kevin Reddington was defending Lindsay Clancy and went up to the witness at one point and just had this big like Sherlock Holmes magnifying glass. And that's where this username comes from. Phenomenal job.
K-Shred's glass.
Why did he have the magnifying glass? Because he's old. I don't know. He needed a prop. We love a prop. Also, you guys, see, I'm squirreling tonight big time. I decided, so when the Lindsay Clancy's trial was first starting, like normally I'll do like parody videos of trials. And I was like, everything about this trial is too sad. Like I can't even touch that. But so many ridiculous things have happened just between the attorneys that I feel like I'm allowed to parody it. So I ordered a whole bunch of ribbons and I'm very excited to finally give myself permission to do that. K-Shred's magnifying glass sent $10 and said, can't wait for tickets to the Not Wilbur show. I'll be coming in from Denver. That is amazing. So for anybody who doesn't know, Aiden Turtle Boy is hosting a second like theater show on October 30th. I don't think yet I'm allowed to say where, but it's not at the Wilbur. And
is that a costume party?
Yeah, we have to decide if we're gonna do like a Halloween theme. I feel like you guys should all dress up regardless. So I'm hosting it with Jimmy and Aiden. I did ask them. This is like the most me annoying thing ever. I said I said that I want to host it, but I don't want to be on any of the like flyers and I don't want my picture on it. I don't know why. I can't like pinpoint I think it's because like people in my real life don't know about this alter ego of mine and I kind of want to keep it that way.
Oh yeah. Do your folks know?
Yeah, like my parents, like my like best friends know.
The best of your
and my
family?
parents know. But like I don't know, like people I like grew up with don't know about this whole world. And so they like made a mock flyer and I was like, yeah, can you take my face off of that? So I'm hosting it with them. I'll like promote it with them. I want you guys all there. I feel like I need to say that so that nobody is like offended on my behalf if like my name is not in lights. I don't want it. Denise sent a silver star.
I love that.
Also, while we're here, Nancy sent a gold coin and
Wish I had a gold coin. That'd be cool.
Mima Gio.
High five.
I feel like I got that. High five.
Mima Gio.
So where we left off from me and Trial Channel's first interaction was that Lally had just finally gotten the chance to talk. And this is why we're not going to watch. Whoops, hold on. Remove ad. This is why we're not going to watch all of Lally's witnesses because they're boring. This is Hannah Knowles from the Massachusetts State Crime Lab, and she tells us about the process of doing something in the crime lab for a full hour. And that's not really that fun. In that diary entry, there is a great
Has that girl
line,
ever smiled?
which I can say because I didn't write it.
I like the way you
That
smoke.
says,
Then he smoked cigarettes.
I swapped Katie's little cross necklace. Hold on, I can't even see this. I swapped Katie's little cross necklace with one I stole from Laura's office so that people wouldn't notice that she was wearing the same outfit from last year. So this is Katie McLaughlin on the left testifying in the first trial, and this is Katie McLaughlin on the right testifying in the retrial. So yes, she wore the exact same outfit. The only thing that was different was her necklace.
I worry about wearing the same color Squirrel Skull t-shirt 2 weeks in a row. I mean, I can't wait for a new one to come in. Holy cow.
So we're going to watch. Lally
Girls
did
Gone
not.
Wild. I like this. I can pay attention now.
Lally did not get to question Katie McLaughlin because she is a real witness and not some random person from the crime lab talking about talking about processes of testing things. But I would like to introduce you
she's not
to
friends
Katie
with that
McLaughlin.
girl anymore. The look she's giving her. Can't stand her.
Well, unclear. She did kind of put her butt on the line to protect her. So here's what you need to know about Katie McLaughlin. She is a firefighter EMT in Canton, and she was one of the first responders who was at the scene that morning at 34 Fairview to respond to the 911 call. And it just so turns out that Katie McLaughlin grew up with Caitlin Albert, who lives in the house at 34 Fairview and is the daughter of Brian and Nicole Albert, the homeowners. And Kevin Reddington's ring sent 199 and said, "Love you too, squirrels. We love you." I have up close pictures of the ring. I can show you guys later. And
Whose ring? Whose ring?
Kevin Reddington's ring.
Oh, that's that. I only know that because I read your what other thing is X thing.
Yeah,
It's a skull.
I did a journalism. So, the reason why
His
the
wife gave it to him.
relationship, yeah, the reason why the relationship between Caitlin Albert and Katie McLaughlin is noteworthy for us is because Katie McLaughlin is the first person who goes like on the record in a police report to say that Karen said, "I hit him," about John. Now, we never really do get to the bottom of why Karen confessed to the crime at the scene and then nothing came of it. Like there was, if there's a gunshot victim and somebody says, "I shot him," you wouldn't expect the police to just be like, "Okay, thanks for letting us know. Have a nice day." So apparently, according to Katie McLaughlin, Karen was like running around saying like, "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him." And then a few days later, some more people start to say that Karen said, "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him." And that morphs into what some people still consider a confession, even though we never hear it on the dash cam videos. We never see her saying it. Each person who heard Karen say it 3 times has a different moment that they heard Karen saying it. So, like Nuttall heard it 3 times over here. Right. Nobody asked, "What did you hit him with?" So apparently she's just running around saying like, "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him." And nobody was like, "You punched him? You hit him with what?" But we're going to see the sketchiness of this relationship.
There's nothing where she said that to the police, right?
Nothing where you'll hear from Katie McLaughlin. Apparently, Katie McLaughlin thinks that there was a police officer standing there who turned around to go get somebody else. She basically, in her story, she thought like an arrest was imminent. And you see if you can follow. We're going to see a little bit of her testimony into a voir dire. Enjoy. I'm going to put it at 1.
So in fact, what you told Trooper Proctor was that Karen Reed looked at the female to your left and said 4 times, "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him," correct?
Yes.
And have you since learned the name or identity of the female that was standing to your left?
No.
You're aware that the female that was standing to your left reported the exact same statement?
No.
Are you aware that the female standing to your left reported that exact same statement as, "Could I have hit him? Did I hit him? Did I hit him?"
No, I'm not aware of that.
You then went back to the ambulance after you heard that statement that you believed you heard my client say.
Yes.
You opened the ambulance door, correct?
Yes.
That was the back door?
The side door.
The side door. And there were 2 firefighter paramedics in that ambulance at the time, correct?
I believe there were more than 2 at that time.
2 of them included firefighter Nuttall and firefighter Flamani.
Yes.
And at that point, you told them what you believed you had just heard.
So I went into the back of the ambulance. I said, "This is his name. This is his date of birth." She says he doesn't have any medical history or allergies, doesn't take daily medications. And then I said, "She's saying I hit him." And firefighter Nuttall motioned to his face and said something.
Ask another question.
So the answer to my question is yes, you told in front of Flamani and Nuttall the phrase, "I hit him."
Yes.
Did you write that in any report?
I don't write a report in this scenario of my job.
Let her finish the answer, please.
So there are 2 people that will write reports in my department on a call. One being the lead paramedic and the other being the officer who's on scene. So those are the people that write reports, and I was neither of those, so I did not write that in a report. That's correct.
So let me ask the question again. You didn't write it in any report?
No.
You didn't write it in any notes?
No.
You didn't document that statement in any way whatsoever, correct?
Other than my interview with Proctor and my subsequent testimony.
You didn't document that statement in any way yourself, did you?
No.
Since January 30th, in that conversation that we just talked about with Trooper Proctor, your statement has evolved. Is that right?
Evolved? How's it
I don't know how to
evolved?
answer that.
You testified yesterday to something quite different.
Yes or no?
Not quite different.
Than what you testified, I'm sorry, what you stated to Trooper Proctor.
Respectfully, I think my testimony has been pretty consistent.
You testified to something yesterday quite different in context than what you told Trooper Proctor.
The word respectfully was doing a lot there. What are your impressions so far of Katie McLaughlin?
It's like Paul Rubens, Pee-wee Herman. I can't get past that. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Is this the attitude that you expect from a just first responder who showed up at the scene and typically comes and says, like, I did X, Y, and Z life-saving measures, and then I put him in the ambulance?
I mean, she's an ambulance driver, supposedly, or
she's an EMT,
EMT,
firefighter EMT.
She's going to drag somebody out of a burning building. She's the one that sets the fires. I'm sorry. No, this is just
Kelly Dever Jr. I love that.
Her truth evolves. It evolves, evidently.
Yeah. So let's hear how she testified yesterday, the day before.
Isn't that right?
I don't know that that's right.
Well, you told Trooper Proctor, Karen Reed, look at a female standing to your left, said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Right?
Yes.
Yesterday, you told these jurors that Karen Reed said, I hit him, and an officer said, you what? And she repeated, I hit him, and the officer immediately turned and went to find another sergeant. Is that right or no? Yes or no?
No, there was more to that testimony.
That's not what you said yesterday?
I think I said more than that, than what you just repeated.
Is what I said consistent with what you...
Well, of course you said more than you did a whole testimony the previous day, but like, is that the sentence that you said yesterday that the jurors heard you say yesterday out of your mouth? Yes. The answer is yes.
You said yesterday. There's a lot of things that you said. More of. I'm asking, is that the sum and substance of what you told these jurors yesterday?
Yes.
So you would agree that from that time till yesterday, your story has evolved. It's changed.
Would I agree with that?
No.
I don't know that I agree with that.
You think the story that you told Trooper Proctor is exactly the same?
I understand what you're saying. So I understand what you're saying.
So has your story evolved?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Ms. McLaughlin, who's Caitlin Albert?
I don't think she knows what the word evolved means.
I went to high school.
Wait, you need to hear this response. The question is, who's Caitlin Albert? Okay.
Exactly.
I understand what you're saying. So I understand what you're saying.
So has your story evolved?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Ms. McLaughlin, who's Caitlin Albert?
I went to high school with somebody named Caitlin Albert.
With somebody named
With
Caitlin
someone.
Albert.
I went to high school with someone named Caitlin Albert.
I don't know anybody's name I went to high school with. I know nicknames. It's still the truth, though.
Ms. McLaughlin, who's Caitlin Albert?
I went to high school with somebody named Caitlin Albert.
Now let's say that
tell
your
us about
friend.
that person in high school.
Yeah, let's say that you have a friend that you're still friends with today that you also went to high school with, and his name is Joe Schmo, and somebody says to you, hey, expert, who's Joe Schmo? Would your response be, I went to high school with someone named Joe Schmo? Or would you be like, Joe Schmo is my friend? Joe Schmo is the person whose house I was at that morning.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more directly. I see, like me, like I went to school. I'm in Tennessee now, and I was in Washington State. So I don't see any of those jabronis. And I was trying to think like who would be someone in high school, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, I forgot about that guy. And that would be the only way. It's like this one like a rando thing. But like I don't if I mean, she was at her house. I mean, it's a small
Right.
town. It's a little different than my situation. It's just I went to high school with someone like that. I mean, if you
I
asked me
went
that,
to
I'd
high
probably be like,
school.
"Oh yeah, that guy, man, what happened to him?"
Yeah, or like you're testifying, like she could have gone with, I went to high school with Caitlin Albert. And that still wouldn't have fully encompassed their relationship, but like for the purposes of testimony, like, okay, yeah, you went to high school with Caitlin Albert. I went to high school with someone named Caitlin Albert. Is
It's
her being
shady,
like,
isn't
I
it?
don't know. That could be anybody.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was at her house that morning. So let's see where this goes.
There's lots of
Somebody named
Caitlin
Caitlin
Alberts in this town.
I went to high
Who's
school with somebody named Caitlin Albert.
her dad on the
Do you
council,
know Caitlin Albert?
council
I
commission.
do.
No, her
Okay,
Caitlin's uncle is.
uncle. Okay,
But her dad is the homeowner of 34 Fairview, the home that like everybody in Canton knows now, everybody in Norfolk County knows now. This is the retrial. Like this is, even if you want to pretend that you guys didn't have any friendship, which we're going to find out they did, you could still say like Caitlin Albert is somebody involved in this case. Like there are so many other directions that don't sound like you're trying to make it seem like this is a person you've never met before. Nefarious Shenanigans knows, because they said everyone always tries to distance themselves, but it makes them look more nefarious. And if nefarious says that, you know it's true.
Friends with Caitlin Albert?
I would say more acquaintances, not close
Hmm.
friends.
How do you describe an acquaintance?
I would say that we have mutual friends, so we might see each other occasionally because of mutual friends, but we don't have a one-on-one friendship or hang out regularly.
Who's her dad?
I don't know.
Like I know who her dad
Do you know
is.
who her family is?
Objection.
Sustained.
May we approach her?
Yes.
Ms. McLaughlin,
Now this is the voir dire.
briefly as a predicate, when you stepped out, I just want to make sure we're very clear. Did you have a conversation with anybody from the Commonwealth between the time you walked out of court and just now?
Just about if I needed a drink of water or to use the restroom.
Okay, but nothing about the substance of your testimony. Ms. McLaughlin, I asked you before we broke if you know who Caitlin Albert is.
Yes.
You said that you went to high school with somebody by that name, correct?
Yes.
You in fact know that person as a friend, correct?
I know her.
She's more than an acquaintance.
I would say she's an acquaintance. She's not a close friend.
She a group of friends of yours?
We have mutual friends.
How long have you known her?
Probably since high school.
When you say, and I don't want
Everybody
to ask
I
your
know is
age,
an
I wouldn't do
associate.
that. How many years, how long of a span have you?
Yes, you can know this is the first trial because she has her little cross on. But this is more just to introduce who Katie McLaughlin is to expert.
You know her.
Since high school, so maybe 10.
And you know her family, general?
I don't.
You don't know anything about her family?
I don't know her family.
Had you ever been to her house?
Not that I recall ever being there.
Not that you recall, or you haven't? So there's two different things.
I don't recall ever being there.
Okay, so you might have been there, you just don't recall.
I don't recall ever being there.
Okay. If I were to ask you if you've ever been to her house, yes or no, you cannot answer that because you don't know. You cannot recall, correct?
I would say, I would lean towards no. I have no recollection of ever being at her house.
Are you friends with her on social media?
Yes.
Yeah.
May I approach you on her?
Yes.
I'm just going to leave all four of these up here. I know what they look like. Can you do me a favor and take a look at the first document? What does that document appear to be?
It says Caitlin's friends.
What does it look like? That's a printout of.
I'm sorry.
What does that look like? It's a printout of. Does that look like it's from Facebook or one of the social media apps?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Some social media.
Okay. Under Caitlin's friends, do you see your handle, for lack of a better phrase?
I do.
Okay. Is that you?
Yes.
Can you look at the next photograph? Before we talk about that next photograph, which is, I should go in order for the record, the first one was H. Before we talk about I, which is the next photograph, how long have you been social media friends, quote, friends with Caitlin Albert?
I don't know.
More than 5 years?
Probably.
More than 8 years?
I don't know.
The second photograph, or the second document appears to be a photograph. It's I, is that right?
Yes.
Do you see yourself in that photograph?
I do.
Do you see Caitlin in that photograph?
I do.
When was that photograph taken?
I have no idea.
Where was that photograph taken?
I don't know.
You have no idea how long ago that was?
I don't.
What was the event that was depicted, or that is depicted in the photograph?
I don't know.
Is that local, or was that on a trip somewhere?
I don't know. Probably local.
They
If it's
love
a
how you
beach.
don't.
I don't remember. I've never been away like to a beach on vacation with all these people, so probably local.
When we say local, let's talk about local. I don't mean we may have different.
You have
definitions.
local beaches?
Where would that be? What beach? I'm not as familiar with the location.
Cape Cod.
I'm not sure.
Maybe on the Cape.
Possibly.
Where's
Do you
that?
recognize some of the other folks in that photograph?
I do.
Matter of fact, there's a lot of people in that photograph, right?
There's a lot of people in it.
Did you take a trip with all those people at some point in the past?
Take a trip.
To the beach.
Did I go to the beach at some point?
Like, girl, you're in your 20s. Like, if you showed me a picture of myself from the last 20 years, I could tell you like what was going on. Even if it's a picture that I don't remember, I'd be like, oh yeah, like I was out with these people for this person's birthday. Like we all understand how brains work, right?
No, this is a criminal mindset. Like this, every single one, every time you talk to a criminal, they try to stutter their way through sentences, and they think they're being coy, and they think they can all outsmart the lawyer. And in reality, you don't ask a question unless you know the answer. So when they're asking you these questions, they know what the answer is. So when you're sitting here tap dancing around, you look like a fool.
Right. And like, how often are you going to the beach with like that enormous group of people? Unless they're like Nandy said, unless she's going to the beach every day, she should recognize it. And even then it's like your brain still remembers things that happened that you were a part of. This is not trying to like recall like the Pythagorean theorem. Like this is a thing that you did with your friends, like a thing that you guys probably had a really good time and talked about. Like there's like a story from that day, like, oh, remember when like so-and-so and so-and-so like ran in the water, like when it was dark. Like that's how brains work. But not in Canton, apparently.
With these people, yes.
When did you go to the beach with all those folks?
I don't know. I don't know when this picture is from. It seems old to me, but.
Well, you can see yourself. I mean,
yeah.
What was that? Did you say it seems old to you?
Yeah, to me. This isn't like a recent to me.
How old do you think that photograph is?
I don't know. It could be around high school. I'm not sure.
And I know Mr. Jackson didn't want to ask you how old you are. When did you get out of high school?
2014.
Okay.
I graduated.
So could that have been around 2014?
It could be.
So you've known Caitlin for at least that long?
Yeah.
And when I say travel, I mean travel outside of Canton. Gone places with her, correct?
Yes.
Posed for photographs with her?
Yes.
With other folks?
Yes.
It's like socializing and partying, correct?
Looks like socializing.
Maybe a small vacation.
I've never been on vacation with a big group of people like this.
Well, that doesn't look like what would you call that if that's not like a mini vacation?
A day at the beach.
A day at the beach. Okay, so maybe a day vacation.
Sure.
Okay, let's look at the next photograph. Jay.
A day vacation.
Mayor Pro Honor.
Yes.
You need to remind myself.
A daycation.
That photograph looks a little older, correct?
They both look old to me. I don't know when they're from.
I'm gonna ask you the same questions about that. These aren't trick questions. I don't want to waste
They're
your
on
time.
somebody's
What's that from?
account.
I don't remember specifically what or where this is.
Do you see yourself in that photograph?
I do.
You see Caitlin in the photograph?
I do.
You're all posing for the camera, correct?
Yes.
What's the location?
I don't know.
Also, like, how good is Trial Channel like putting these photos in with the testimony so that we can see what they're talking about? Love that.
Now, where are the two? Where is she? In
No
the,
idea.
I don't.
This is socializing with Caitlin.
Okay.
You can't recall.
I don't know where this is exactly.
This is
Sorry,
Caitlin.
go ahead.
I don't know where this is exactly.
Okay.
So you've had so.
I don't.
I told you I have facial blindness, and also this is blurry.
You do? What does that mean?
I like literally can't recognize people, like unless they're wearing like the same thing. Like,
That's why I wear
which one is
sunglasses in case y'all want to know. I wear sunglasses so Emily recognizes me.
This is a good question. Mark Diller is rude. See, your guys' usernames are so good. Said, why can't the jury hear this? This was to see if the photos would be allowed during the trial. Is this when we get the hot tub photo too? Oh yeah, okay. There's one more. Or two more. There's a baby shower.
Who?
Caitlin, and
Thank you.
I'm also in it.
And you're doing what in the photograph? As it relates to Caitlin?
It seems like I'm kind of kneeling down next to her.
Touching her?
It seems like.
Can I see that for just a minute, please?
Like, I would feel very weird if I was chugging a beer in a bikini and some random person that I just went to high school with that I didn't know very well at all was like climbing on my back. Like, your friends. Just say your friends. Yes, Mitchell gets me. I don't recognize my doctor at the grocery store. I saw a man the other day that I was like sure was my next door neighbor, but I like also wasn't sure and I didn't say hi. And I like still keep thinking about it. Like, was that my next door neighbor? I don't know what is wrong.
I say hi to everybody.
Well, that's the better way to do it.
I just walk around, I smile, and then like people look at me. Hey, how you doing? And just keep on going.
I love that.
Nothing else. People feel good about it.
I like literally think the facial recognition software in my brain is broken. Like that doesn't look. This right here doesn't even look like Caitlin to me. Like I wouldn't have thought that was her.
Wait, hold on. Which one's Caitlin?
The one hanging on.
Drinking the beer?
I mean, sorry, Katie. Sorry, Caitlin is drinking the beer. Katie is climbing on her back. I would not have even thought that was that person.
I don't think they look alike either.
Yeah,
I mean, like she had like her hair even had life back then, and now it's just she's like emo.
This is what happens when you sell your soul.
Oh no, that does make sense. That does make sense. So I'm gonna assume that this picture does not get allowed into evidence, and
I think that it ends up I think they end up saying that they can like discuss it, but they can't show the jury or something. Like they can discuss the relationship in questioning, but can't show the pictures. If that's correct, this is from the first trial. I actually can't remember.
How old are they?
This makes me feel bad. Well, she doesn't remember. It's also that she is not a helpful reporter of her own life. But basically,
if they're in high school, they're not 21.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that we find out about them is that they stay friends outside, like once high school ends. Think about the people that you were friends with in high school. I don't know if this is different for you because you moved, but like I had a bigger group of friends in high school. And then just like my very closest friends were the people that I visited in college. So like my two best friends went to Maryland and Sacred Heart. So I've like been to both of those colleges to visit them, but I didn't just go visit like anybody that I went to high school with. I only visited like my closest friends. They visited each other in college, like stayed in each other's like college apartments, took pictures together that Alan Jackson shows, and still claims that like, oh, I just like know somebody named Caitlin Albert. That's true. But the important thing to take away from learning about Katie McLaughlin is just the level, like the depth of the sketchiness in every level of the, like when Brian Albert goes on Matt Gutman's ABC interview and says like, ha ha ha, like there could not be a conspiracy. That would take 50 people. It would take the first responders and the medical examiner and this and that. Well, it turns out when you dig into each level that he referenced, there is a pretty good argument to be made for some type of involvement between the House defendants, the witnesses, and that level of the investigation. There is a connection between the witnesses and every level of the investigation into this case. Corey likes your hair.
You just have to accept it. Do what? Oh, hey,
Corey likes your hair.
Yeah, a little bit. Thank you. I was messing with my camera all day today. I was trying to get better angle and everything, but I just need to fix my hair. Hey, Darth Vader.
But so that's Katie McLaughlin.
You don't know me.
Now
And she's
back to
also the
Lally's
person.
diary.
Is she still an EMT?
She took the thing. There are rumors. I bet Boozy can explain this better than I can because she knows all the rumors around town. But that she took like a medical leave of absence after this. She was traumatized. I don't know. Which is another thing that
Here's
seems
what
to
I worry
happen
about.
to.
If somebody in Canton needed called 911, would she show up at your house?
Yeah. Oh my God, there was a fire at a house on my street today. Like a real fire where like engines from like other towns had to come and help.
You have fire extinguishers and all that stuff? Like, you need to take some first aid classes and everything because, like, I don't. Oh my gosh! Like, never mind.
Yeah, I need to look up what happened and make sure everybody was okay. Actually, I found out about it because somebody from the like community here, we found out we're neighbors, and then she sent me a message on Twitter, and she was like, there's a fire at like blah 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 address, and I was like, oh my gosh, terrifying. Anyways, I'm gonna look that up right now.
I'm the only outsider in this whole world, aren't I?
No, not at all.
And
that's what's like amazing about this is like there are people that are like so invested in this in Australia that care about like Adam Deitch getting elected, and they live in Australia, and that's why we can't blow this chance. Okay, back to Lally's diary. Let's see who. But I think she smiled at me.
I love that. I love that part. Almost as much as you smoking.
May 8th, 2025. Life is good. Dear diary, can you keep a secret? I think Hank might be blowing it. Yes. XOXO. Lally.
Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. My voice matters. Dear diary, Hank taught me how to project my voice, and now I'm the loudest louder you've ever heard. Say goodbye to the days of jurors falling asleep while your boy is talking. I'll scream in their face. My witness was Zachary Clark. He took a lot of pictures of the scene. Of course, I wasn't going to show them to the jury because they make it so obvious that the goon squad didn't just find taillight as it revealed itself. So we looked at pictures of Karen's steering wheel for a while, and then I was exhausted, so I took a nap. XOXO, Lally. P.S.
Did he take a nap?
When we were leaving, Bev seemed really mad at Hank.
I love this.
Okay,
Everything.
wait,
Okay, every time does he wear a lot of sports gear? Like,
I don't know.
Like,
that was
sweatshirts that are okay.
That was in my imagination when I was. Well, I had Hank in like sweater vest, like sweaters and
like Mr.
whatever.
Rogers. He's a care again.
Why did I pull this up? See, sometimes I do things and then I don't remember why. I have Yuri next to it, but I didn't reference Yuri in that day. Let's just watch. There must have been a reason why I pulled this up, right? Hold on. Let me go back to that entry for 1 second. I have no idea why I put that there. Hold on. What was next? Oh, well, there's Evan Brent, who I do reference. I have no idea why I had Yuri next. Maybe someday I'll figure it out. Okay. This clip, we're not going to watch. This is where they literally just show Karen's steering wheel for a while, but I just needed you to hear why I highlighted Lally suddenly having a loud voice. So you've heard Lally up until now where he's like, Good afternoon, everybody. At 11:45, suddenly this day, he woke up. He hadn't talked
Good morning,
in a while.
sir.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the jury?
My name is Evan Brent, Brent.
And what do you do for work, sir?
He has beady eyes.
I work for the Massachusetts State Police.
Yeah, you do.
Lally, when did you learn to talk like that? That was all you needed to know about that clip. It's just suddenly Lally was loud. Like, where did that come from? Listen.
And how long have you been a trooper with the Massachusetts State Police?
For just under 8 years.
Sounds good.
And in what capacity do you currently work with the State Police?
Currently, I am a
He's got a
sergeant
little
and
echo
I'm
in his voice,
assigned
too.
to
He's
the...
really projecting.
Yeah. He was like really
That's
trying
awesome.
that day. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what his diary was about.
Oh, this guy's with the police. He's a police officer. He has to man up. He has a, yeah, I'm a man. I'm Lally man.
Yes. I wrote myself a note why I put this one in. Hold on. Oh God, that's small. This says, okay. Da-da-da-da. Oh, we have to see one more diary entry first. And then we get to see Hank get really mad. Bev seemed really mad at Hank. May 16th, 2025. Seize the moment. Dear Diary, to understand how good today was, I need to tell you about yesterday. I told Hank we shouldn't call Squirty Bello, but of course he didn't listen. During his redirect, the jury started laughing at him. They never laugh at me. Then Bev let Bob talk for like 8 minutes. It made Hank so mad he smashed his laptop shut and stole my pack of Reds on the way out. I heard him blasting his Alanis Morissette tape all the way down High Street. This morning he said his throat was raw from belting out, you, I don't know. So I had to carry the show. It was Adam versus David, the two cutie pies, all day. Classic. Biblical even. XOXO. Lally. So what we're gonna see next is
why did the jury laugh at Hank?
I forget actually.
The chat will tell us. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
So at the end of the day on this day, they have like a motions hearing or the random stuff that you're supposed to do before trial, but just happened random days throughout the trial. And in this one, Alessi argues to exclude new findings by prosecution's expert witnesses from Aperture. So this is when Aperture just, Shannon Burgess just decided to do some extra work and make a whole new report based on the defense team's theory.
Oh yeah, that's what I saw last night. Yeah, the time drift and all that.
Exactly.
Holy
So
cow.
in this,
yeah, it made me so angry.
So Alessi claims that a new report dated May 8th and received by the defense on May 11th has been amended by the Commonwealth expert, and he makes a motion to exclude the new findings, which obviously Bev says nah to, stating that the ARCA reports were based on I didn't mean to do that, but I'm going to show you guys that later.
Hey, Emily, can I stop you real quick? Miss Habibable is in your chat, and she is saying today that how much she likes you. She's a huge fan. And she's like, she
Aw.
hopes that one day to get to know you. So I
Hi.
wanted to let you know. She's
Hi,
really
Miss
cool. She's really
Habibable.
cool.
Love that you just paused to
she was-
point that out. Oh.
She's a
Sogra. We're just gonna watch the very end of this hearing because you need to see Hank.
All right, so Mr. Lessie, I'll hear you. I have a question for you, Mr. Lessie. Are you still thinking that if the defense puts on a defense that will take roughly a week and a half for for that to take place?
That is our best estimate.
If the defense puts on a
And not
defense,
holding-
Yeah. Yep. A week and a half.
she
Meanwhile, this
like
is on
her
like
whole
day.
identity is about being a public defender.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also this is like already on witness number like 26. And then it's like, oh, you guys. But I need you to pay attention to Hank right here, who's been stewing this entire time.
Do this because obviously you have no burden. If ARCA is part of that defense, when in that week and a half time frame would that be?
We haven't made a final decision, Your Honor, but we're pretty close that it would be toward the end.
Okay. All right. I needed all this information.
Prosecution says in front of the
so
defense.
I appreciate it. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Did you see him slam his laptop so mad? I needed all this information. She was just trying to get strategy.
Not holding you to this because obviously you have no burden. If ARCA is part of that defense, when in that week and a half time frame would that be?
We haven't made a final decision, Your Honor, but we're pretty close that it would be toward the end.
Okay. All right. I needed all this information now, so I appreciate it. All right. Thank you.
So mad. Yeah, and Bev's voice. So that was that. Back to, I think, hold on. Oh, yes. Okay, back to Lally.
May 21st, 2025. Long weekend. Dear Diary. Well, this was a new experience. Christina Hanley was still recovering from her brain surgery from Dr. Isaac Wolf. How cool that we convinced him to come testify before he went back to Miami. But she couldn't remember anything or even how to speak, so I just started saying random numbers and dashes and apparent red plastic until Bev finally said, "Stop, let's go to lunch." When we got back, it wasn't any better, so I said some more 7-3- clear apparent glass, and then Bev sent us home until Tuesday. Oh yeah, AJ made a great chart, but his face is so handsome. I'm sure no one was even looking at how it proved Proctor planted so much evidence. XOXO, Lally. June 10th, 2025. Oh, I'm actually really proud of this. These are some pictures I posted on my Lally Baby Instagram account of all the different paperclip chains I made that day. My followers loved it. XOXO.
Now, this came from this moment.
All right, so I will look at these. What I'll try and do is if there are any changes in the first 15, I'll try and get.
The sound is too annoying. You just need to watch. You just need to watch Lally sitting there, just playing with paper clips. Like a little kid, like at dinner when the parents are like, "Okay, honey, like the food's almost here. Just play with these paper clips for now."
So he doesn't have a computer.
No, he's just here playing with his paper clips.
They put him in front of the files. I mean, this is so disrespectful. Who are the other two to his left?
This is Laura McLaughlin. I don't know who that last person is. Actually, who is that?
Are they attorneys or?
I have no idea who this person is. Yeah, play with the sugar packets. Don't eat them. This is Laura McLaughlin. She's the like. She's.
I mean, he doesn't have any papers.
No, he just has paper clips. It's like every paper clip that Hank took off of his like actual work. He was like, "Here you go, buddy. Here's another paper clip for you to play with." So
Lally.
that's where. Wait,
Oh, this? So XOXO.
That's where the Lally baby Instagram page came from. Oh yeah, Miss Gelman. Miss Gelman was their tech person. That's who that was, probably. I don't know if I ever actually paid attention to who she was when they said her name 400 times.
Wait, why do they have a tech person? What do you need a tech person
Like
for?
the prosecution and the defense each have their tech person who like pulls up the video clips and like presses next and stuff if they like need to show more. So they weren't really allowed to like show anything. So there wasn't a ton to do. I guess there was videos.
See, I would do the old-fashioned way. I wouldn't do any of that stuff. Be like, no, I got paper. Here, pass it around the jury box.
Yeah. Pez dispenser Tully said, if I were punished by having to sit there, I would have quit. Have some self-respect, Lally. Meanwhile, Lally's just like, just another day. He probably loved it. Oh yeah,
When you got paid, did not do anything.
This is an important announcement. Fervent put my outro on Spotify. The link is in the description of this video. Everybody go download it. I feel very famous. Okay, here's the next part.
Is it the one that you always play?
Yeah.
Oh, I danced to that. Like, I was sitting back here and I'm talking to the chat. I always want to say bye to them. And then it's like, it ends. I'm like, oh, that's kind of sad. Now I'm all alone. I'm always there listening to it. I love that. I didn't realize that. I can do it right now.
Also, Exhibit Alley made the cutest, what I now know is Roblox, apparently, video that I'm going to show you guys in a second when we take a break. I will say that this is one of those pages that I need you to know that when I wrote these, I was never envisioning like acting them out. So I didn't really know what to do with this page.
This? So I was happy the day Hank lost. Sue me.
So that was Lally's diary entry the day that Karen was acquitted. What I want to show you now.
Hey, Hank lost. Sue me.
Okay. Because that was Lally's reaction to the verdict, I realized that we have never watched closing, have we? So
I feel like this is the last Squirrel School.
No, it's not at all. This is like I feel like we're coming to the end of like the intro class. Like you're graduating at the end of this today from like Karen Reed 101. But then there's like we're only at the tippity top of the surface. Then there are 100 other squirrel holes for us to go down. I was going to say rabbit holes, but see what I did there?
Squirrel holes. Yeah. I'm going to, Squirrel is becoming part of my whole universe.
I've never seen any of the closings. And here's what I want to do. I've never done this, and I felt like this would be a fun way to do it. Lally's closing in the first trial is so boring, but also important for us to watch, I guess, because it sums up the Commonwealth's theory of the case as it was in 2024 before it changed for the 50th time. So we're going to go back and forth. We're going to watch like a little bit of a little bit of Lally's closing, a little bit of Hank's closing, a little bit of Lally, a little bit of Hank, and basically like compare each kind of how they introduce closing. What also would have been fun that I debated doing is compare Lally's opening statements to his closing statements, because his theory changes halfway through the trial. So in his opening, he says it happens at 12:45, and then in closing, he says it happens at 12:30. But then that was just too much Lally, and I really couldn't handle it. Not that Hank is that much better, but just a little more switching it up. So before we do that, do you think it's time for a fervent break? And then we'll come back to do that.
I mean, come on, chat. What do you think? Is it ever not time for a fervent break.
And to get us into the fervent break, we're going to watch Allie's. We're not ending. It is my outro, but we're not ending. This is Exhibit Allie's Roblox. Is that what it is? Pixelated version of
Roblox?
Like, you guys, hold on. If you're not looking, like if you're just listening like I normally do.
Minecraft. That's easier to say. Yeah, Roblox is.
Okay, literally the cutest thing in the world. Here you go.
A place to breathe.
Nope. Hold on.
If you need a place to breathe, some stress to just relieve, then come watch Emily see, where we keep it drama free. We want justice for John O'Keefe, Aiden and Kelsey, waved bye bye to Morrissey. Let's clean up Norfolk County. Emily C, the one we need, reading sidebars with Corey, writing Hank diaries, giving the people what they need. It's my pleasure to entertain, keeping you laughing makes my day. Positivity all the way. Why don't we tell Satan not today? And now it's time to say goodbye. But before we say goodnight, just keep one thing in mind. Please like, comment, subscribe.
It's so cute. It's the cutest thing in the world.
And I dance like
oh my
that every
God.
time. Do
Exhibit
you have
Alley.
a unicorn onesie? Is that a thing?
Yes. Yes.
Do you really?
Yes. Corey has the same one. I love that.
Where do
Okay.
you find
we're gonna
unicorn
do-
onesies at?
on Amazon, of course.
I was gonna say.
The video, the fervent video I'm about to put on is the new version of the House Defendants video that I just made. And enjoy. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Oh, wait, how to do this?
There ain't no party like a McAlbert third party. There ain't no party like a McAlbert third party. There ain't no party like a McAlbert third party. There ain't no party like a McAlbert third party. There ain't no party like a McAlbert third party. We got you right where we want you. We're gonna threaten you with defamation lawsuits. Got Alan Damon shaking in their boots. They scared they bit off more than they can chew. Hold on, wait a minute, what does that say? 23 pages in and I'm only halfway. How the hell did they call our bluff? We thought our empty threats would scare them off. Now they're out here calling us the House Defendants. How the hell do we even contest this? Guess Karen really, really, really wants her vengeance. Oh shit, now we're known as the House Defendants. House Defendants, we the House Defendants. It's not pleasant to be a House Defendant. Iggy getting tipsy off that Jameson and ginger. Never thought that I would be a penny pincher. The sweet whacker got me down to my last dollar. I still think she wants this decorated dude. I should call her. There ain't no party like a McAlbert third party. There ain't no party like a McAlbert third party. There ain't no party like a McAlbert third party. There ain't no party like a McAlbert third party. Now they're out here calling us the House Defendants. How the hell do we even contest this? Guess Karen really, really, really wants her vengeance. Oh shit, now we're known as the House Defendants. House Defendants, we the House Defendants. House Defendants, we a House Defendants. Some people pray to Jesus. Some people pray to Buddha. Some people pray to Allah. Some people pray to Jehovah. But me, I pray to Rosemary. I pray to Rosemary. I pray to Rosemary. Think this flow scary? You ain't heard Rosemary. You know how I pull up the court, rocking the scarf you can't afford. If you haven't heard me before, you should go watch Trial Unfold. Or Proctor, you must be fooled. Been in this game since I did 2. Exposing biggest is what I do. Look at what I just did to you. Put your face all over the news. You got no one to blame but you. Yeah, without that badge in your hands, it's a lot harder to look for news. Tell Lally he might be next. Tell Netflix to cut the check. Cause by the way I cook these witnesses, they all be calling me chef. Flow so cold, call it Burberry. Don't make me clutch my pearls, baby. Lally, you feeling hurt, baby. Proctor, you feeling cursed, baby. Oh, that's okay, baby. Let me put you on game, baby. Next time you pray, baby, you better pray to Rosemary. Bitch, I pray to Rosemary. I pray to Rosemary. Think this flow's crazy? You ain't heard Rosemary.
Fervent. I can take no credit for that video. Fervent did that all on his own, and it is so good. I want to just say, Rosemary Scapiccio was wearing this outfit today at the Lindsay Clancy trial. Love that for her. You're going to meet her today. So what I was just about to tell you, we're going to watch these enough of the closing to feel like we got it. We're not watching the whole thing. It would take forever and it's boring. But then Lally's story isn't done yet. Lally's diary keeps going. And we're going to get to watch that. And you're going to get to meet Rosemary. Before we do, here's my unicorn onesie. That was my classroom.
Why does that look like AI?
You know why? Because I took it was in my Google Photos, and I took a screenshot of it from Google Photos, and it does this weird thing where it like highlights the people in the picture, and I didn't realize that. So that the like glow around me is Google Photos.
Weird.
Okay.
It looks like a rainbow. Excuse me. It looks like a rainbow rhinoceros, maybe. A rainbow rhino.
Actually, it was so we did when I was teaching, we would do like I love like a spirit day, spirit week, any kind of like theme day. So we would just plan them like as often as we could. And the school I taught at used to get like a bunch of visitors. Like we would have like other schools. It's like a charter school thing. Like other schools would send like their teachers to come observe, or like their school leaders. So we had visitors coming in and out all the time. Sometimes they would want to like talk. Like my kids would go to lunch and then they'd be like, I want to ask you about that math lesson. And I would just be like in a unicorn onesie, like, yeah, like, let me tell you about how I planned that math lesson.
Oh my gosh. Now, how are you on the unicorn at Pegasus? You know, the Pegacorn. How do you feel about them?
I don't have an opinion about a Pegacorn. Should I?
Because they're flying unicorns. They have wings.
Oh yeah. It's giving like one of those dragon. What was that book I read where they fly on the dragons and they like fight each other, and then the one girl got the little dragon and the big dragon. She got 2 dragons. Somebody know what I'm talking about? Or not.
You pick out your unicorn onesie by the Omicron?
What?
The Omicron? The unicorn horn? Are you
Fourth
a real
one.
unicorn believer? I don't think you are.
Clearly
I feel like I've said
I
two
need to
things about
learn.
unicorns that you have not.
No,
unicorns.
maybe you should teach me about unicorns when we do our squirrel school in your house. Yes, it was Fourth Wing, I think. Is that the one? Okay. Here we go. We're going to start with Lally's closing. We're going to hop over to Hank's, hop back to Lally. We'll just see where the wind takes us.
Open up some peeps.
Now let's unpack that for a second. 4 times, 4 different witnesses. So each one of the 4 witnesses said, I heard Karen say, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Then it was 4 times. Next time it's 3 times. Sometimes it's 2 times. That's unclear. But each one of those witnesses that heard Karen say, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, was in a different place on the video that we can see. So that means Karen said it 16 times. So basically that was the only thing she said. And yet we never see her say it and we never hear her say it. And like each individual witness who testified to hearing that, the other people around didn't hear. So yeah, it becomes 3 sometimes.
Why was it so hard to find evidence?
Yeah, so this is my favorite thing about like the Commonwealth's theory is that they basically claim that Karen knew that she hit John.
Then the evidence should be clear. The evidence should be right there in front of us. She should lead us to the evidence even.
Well, that's what they said that she did. She woke up in the morning and then decided like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. I got away with hitting John and the police aren't here and nobody came. I left him on a police officer's lawn having a party and nobody came to arrest me. I should go bring people to the scene to show them my work. And so she went to Jen McCabe's, collected Kerry Roberts, brought them to 34 Fairview. They claim she was the only one who knew where John was, and she just jumped out and ran over to him right away. Then she ran around the scene, confessing all over the place, just confessing left and right. I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him.
While doing that.
Yeah, apparently. But like then skipping. She has now, after having that like surge of integrity that morning where she just like needed everybody to know what she did, suddenly she has spent the next 4 years of her life claiming that she's innocent and saying that she didn't do this thing that she was so adamant about showing Jen that morning and telling everybody at the scene that she did it, and then just flipped a switch and then was like, no, I didn't do it. I'm innocent. Like, what are you guys talking about? So that's their theory. Continue with Lally.
22. You heard testimony from firefighter Timothy Nuttall. He was trying to bag, valve mask Mr. O'Keefe. He was working on resuscitative efforts to try to save Mr. O'Keefe's life. He asked if anyone saw anything or knew what happened, and the defendant said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Firefighter Anthony Flamati was asking if anyone had information on why Mr. O'Keefe was there in the snow. The defendant repeatedly said, I hit him, I hit him, oh my God, I hit him. Firefighter Katie McLaughlin was tasked by firefighter Flamati with asking for biographical information and for what the cause was of the traumatic injuries that all the firefighters testified that they observed on Mr. O'Keefe. She asked the defendant, and the defendant said, I hit him. Repeatedly.
Hold on a second.
Firefighter McLaughlin asked for clarity.
She didn't know she hit him until she got to the scene?
Well, in one theory, she said,
right?
They say that
that's what he's saying right now.
But also because they're
so
arguing second-degree murder and that's intentional, and they say that she like looked behind her and gunned the car in reverse, then she did know that she hit him. So it's unclear. At any point during these closing arguments, if you feel confused about their theory of the case, that means you're doing it right.
Clarification.
Second rate.
You did what? And the defendant repeated, I hit him. Jennifer McCabe.
All she said, I hit him. We do hear Karen on a dash cam video say, my boyfriend, I left him and he never came home. So all this time that she's running around confessing, the only thing we hear is, my boyfriend, I left him and he never came home.
Stated initially over the phone when speaking with the defendant that the defendant said, could I have hit him in the car while they're on the phone with Ms. Roberts going from Ms. McCabe's house to Mr. O'Keefe's house? Did I hit him?
But none of the injuries look like
once on scene.
And it's like, she's asking, did I hit him? Could I have hit him? The answer is no, because he wasn't hit by a car. So what's next? But no, we just stopped right there.
Once asked, as Ms. McCabe described by an EMT.
Oh, yeah. Also, something that's very important to know during the first, I'm going to move us. Thank you so much. May the force be with you, because something you need to know about closing during the first trial is that Brian Albert, Jen McCabe, and co are all there. So in that top right corner is Brian Albert mean mugging the jury the entire
Now,
time.
how do people get to sit on that side of the courthouse? Or the court?
I think you have to be like invited by the family. I don't know.
What family?
By the O'Keefe family. Okay.
So
whoops, I didn't mean to
the
double it.
victim. So
This is
wait a
what the
second. So
defendant
you
is
have
saying on scene.
that is all that aggravates me. When I went to Liberty Hall, where is it? It's Philadelphia Independence Hall. That was, I've told the story before. It is, I asked the park ranger. I was very blessed. Just me and another guy, a friend of mine I was with, and then the park ranger. Everybody had walked out. The tours walked out. So I was approaching and said, "Hey, let me ask you, like, I asked some questions about it. I said, what's your favorite part about this?" And one was upstairs where the Senate met, but it was closed. You couldn't go up there. And he said, "But let me show you this." And he turns around, and there's a courtroom around the other side where the Declaration of Independence is signed, is a courtroom. And he says, "Do you see that cage up there in the front?" That's where the accused had to stand all day long during trial. And that's why that was so instrumental in the founding fathers, that you are innocent until proven guilty. He said that right there is something that you don't really teach you that. And he's like, that is to me, that's the most important part, because it looked like it was up on a pedestal, and it was like a wrought iron, like a half type cage, and you stood there in shackles in the heat, just all day long during a trial while you were being, just everything about you was wrong, right? Your whole life is in front of the world. For the victims, okay, family, to be sitting there staring at the jury, like you said, menacingly, that to me is that would be not witness intimidation, jury intimidation. The fundamentals of the whole setup is wrong. I don't agree with this at all.
The family is one. So like where our boxes are, where our pictures are now, or we're covering Karen's family. So it wasn't directly like the jury could see both families. But what is more complicated is
that's they're in rows, like that's like a church setup there. Like you have pews, like rows back on that side, right?
Right. But also the fact that the Karen's team is going with a third party culprit defense, and one of those third parties is Brian Albert, who is sitting in the top right corner, mean mugging the jury, staring at them as if to say, "You better not." And guess what? Oh, the first jury was hung. Cuzco Wright says that I need to tell you about Craig, the tiny desk guy. So right behind Lally, you will see a man sitting at what looks like a TV dinner tray table.
TV dinner tray.
Can you see that? So that is the defense teams. When you were asking before about that last person in the row of the Commonwealth attorneys, and that was Miss Gilman who did their tech stuff. this guy, Craig, got a little TV dinner table, and he had to set up all of his laptop and all of the technology on his little TV dinner table to do his tech stuff from there because there was no space for him anywhere else. To be fair, the entire trial was supposed to be in a bigger courtroom, in a different courtroom in that same building. But Alan Jackson and David Yannetti asked for it to be moved to this smaller courtroom because the way that the bigger courtroom is set up, the jury can't see. Like if you're sitting at the very end, you're like behind the witnesses. That's a weird setup too. It's where Brian Walsh's trial was. The last couple jurors in each row can't see the face of each witness, so they can hear them. They can see the screen where they put up the exhibits, but they can't see the witnesses. And they thought that was more important. Oh my gosh, I'm very excited about that. Thank you. Okay, more Lally's. Actually, while we're stopped there, that's how Lally opens his closing. Let's see how Hank does it. And that look right there is what got me into all this trouble with the trolls on the internet, because that little look that he gives to Peg is what I said. Oopsies. Don't forget to cry. Yeah. Because of that one little look.
Because she didn't know her son's birthday.
Yeah. By 1 year. Apparently that's the biggest sin that you could possibly do on the internet. That look right there. Where he's like, this one's for you. Oh, yeah. And there's Mark Diller, who is the civil trial lawyer.
Where's he?
He's on Hank's left side when we're looking at him right now, drinking a water bottle. Oh. Yeah, looking like he has a little baby bottle.
Intense. Yeah, actually, that'd be.
I blame Hank for all my trolls. Okay, let's see how he starts.
Was he there at the entire trial?
John O'Keefe was 46 years old.
His mom doesn't know that.
That's why I had to repeat it.
Hi, I'm expert. I said his mom doesn't know that. Okay? Ha ha. Troll me.
Oh, no, they'll just get mad at me. They get mad if I laugh at a joke. Once Nurse Kim made a joke on here with Jimmy, and I laughed, and that was in their bullet points about things that are bad about me. Emily laughed at a joke. Yeah.
He spent his life helping people. He's described as a good man, kind, generous.
Then find the people that murdered him.
He was a Boston police officer. He worked to help the community. Everything you've heard about this man, he was a good man. He helped people. When his niece and nephew had nobody, he took them in. He took them in. John O'Keefe seemed to be the type of person who would help anybody at any time. And on January 29, 2022, John O'Keefe needed some help. He needed help from somebody else. You see, John O'Keefe had just been hit by Karen Reed in front of 34 Fairview Road, and he lay on the ground dying. And he needed help. Someone to reach out a hand, someone to knock on a door, someone to make a phone call to 911, even anonymously. Not take responsibility, just to help. And there was only one person in this entire planet who could help him that morning, to give him a chance.
So apparently there's only one person who could have called 911. So that's why nobody in 34 Fairview saw John, was because only Karen could have called. There was only one person in the whole world. And that's why every single person who left 34 Fairview that night couldn't see John, because there was only one person that could have helped. So he was like invisible to everybody else except for the one person who could have helped. You know what's interesting? C. Cheney just said this closing is so weak. I was just thinking that he's like doing Hank does a better job of kind of like storytelling, like making it like a better tone and engaging story, the way he walks back and forth and stuff. But if I'm not with you at that point, then highlighting like what a great man John is just makes me think what you said, expert, which is like, then find the people who did this to him. And I feel like the prosecution right now in Lindsay Clancy's case is doing a similar thing, where they're like going so hard to try to like play on the jury's emotions. But emotions only work if you are winning. Like you can only like tug on the jury's heartstrings if you're already winning.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Like if you're not for that conclusion, emotion, like you try to play on emotions, sometimes it backfires.
Yeah, it would just like make me mad.
Like,
I would. Yeah, and it's like, well, I do have sympathy for John.
A good case doesn't play on emotions.
Right. And it's like, I do have sympathy for John. That's why I want the right person to be held accountable for this. It's not justice if it's just anybody that you decide to prosecute. Also, K Shreds magnifying glass, that username will get me every time, sent $5 and said, I'm behind, but OMG, the outro video is the best. That is entirely directed for you, Exhibit Alley. Okay, let's switch back to Lally.
Since then, stories changed a little bit. But those were the words that came from the defendant's mouth on January 29th, 2022, as John O'Keefe lay dying on the front lawn of 34 Fairview Road, where the defendant had left him after striking him with her motor vehicle several hours before, and then left him freezing there in a blizzard. There's certain things that have come up over the course of this trial as far as evidence and testimony are concerned, little things. And what I would suggest to you, it's those little things that are quite telling as it pertains to the defendant's statements and the defendant's actions over the course of January 28th and January 29th and beyond. And I'm going to bring some of those to your attention as I go through, but just
words and actions is what he's doing for the closing.
Mm-hmm. And just to be clear, this was a 31-day trial. They saw a ton of evidence. They heard from a bunch of witnesses. 76 witnesses were called. The defense only put on a case for 2.5 days in the first trial. And he's like, it's the little things. So not all the big things that you heard, like not the part about like John's injuries don't match getting hit by a car. Those are the big things. We're not going to who needs the big things when you have the little things, like her words that I just said. Okay.
As far as when you're deliberating, when
words
you're
don't
reviewing
matter.
this
None of that
testimony,
matters. Portal closing.
The little things matter. The little things start piling up in this case. Throughout the course of this trial, you've heard a lot of
y'all? You can all get
evidence,
a murder trial for the little
questions
things.
of witnesses.
Yeah. That's what they teach you in law school. They're like, ignore the big things, the big important, ignore the witnesses that you pay, the expert witnesses that you hire and consult with. Who needs them? Just say that
it all started at Squirrel School, and then 15 years later, you know,
we're an accredited law school now.
Yeah, right. This is not every closing argument I've ever heard. It's, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have witnessed a lot today, today, because most trials don't last months. I've never heard of one last. OJ, I don't know. Did that one last long? I don't know. I've always wanted to see that one.
Yes, that one. That did. And the jury was sequestered during OJ's trial. They like lived in a hotel.
They didn't have internet.
Wait, I need to tell you about
you
this.
talk about the facts and what you heard, right?
You're right.
You heard this, you heard this, you heard this, and then if you say anything about the defense, about what the defense is saying, you try to make it little. Try to say like that. It wasn't consistent. I mean, you know
They tried to
that. Come
tell
on.
you this. They tried to tell you this, but really, this is what happened. This is a very important, very incriminating piece of evidence that I cannot believe I haven't told you about yet. Debbie Joe 315 says to highlight that she, Karen, didn't take her shoes off. Okay. So when Karen, Jen McCabe, and Kerry Roberts go back to John's house at One Meadows before they find him at 34 Fairview, which made no sense to do. Let's just play that
That's
one out
John's
for a
house,
second.
right?
Karen was just there. She woke up and saw that
And
John
they
wasn't
said
there.
something about like hide and seek, didn't they?
Exactly. So
Okay.
they're going back now to see if he passed out behind a couch or something. And both Kerry and Jen testify that when they got back to John's at One Meadows, when Karen is frantically trying to find her boyfriend, that she knows something bad happened to, not because she did it, but because she knows that he never would have not come home. She just runs right into the house, and Kerry and Jen stop to take their shoes off. And it turns out that John was a neat freak, and he was very adamant that people take their shoes off. And so that was a sign of Karen's guilt, because she was like, I know John is no longer with us to get mad at me about not taking. She's like, I've basically been waiting for this day my entire life. I hit him with my car so that I can traipse around his house with my boots on. I love that
That's a good point. The
K-Shred's
boots.
magnifying glass is my favorite person tonight, because now we're just behind, just doing a running commentary, praying for Rosemary every damn night the world
do
is
like it when
watching.
that happens.
I love this so much. It's like you're in the past.
This is in an attempt to distract you from the evidence in this case. It's essentially defense by obfuscation.
That's a whole
It's
other
three-card monitor. The facts and the evidence in this case are your card. They're the Queen of Hearts. And so what I want you to, or what the defense wants you to do, is not look at that card. Look at anything else. Look at movement, look at this person, look at that person, look at text messages, look at this. Don't pay attention to the facts and the evidence, because if you do, what it will ineluctably lead you to is that the defendant is guilty of each of the 3 indictments before this court.
What were the facts and the evidence?
Don't look
You
at the
didn't talk
text
about any of them.
messages. The text
But he didn't talk
messages,
about the
the
facts or
evidence.
the evidence.
No, they have the Queen of Hearts. That's all they need to know. It's a 3-card Monty. Duh.
The evidence and the facts of this case are for you, the jury, to decide. Using your common sense, using your life experience.
Sorry, the evidence and the facts in this case are for you, the jury, to decide? I'm not sure that's how that works.
As your guide through that as you go. Before I turn to that evidence that I will submit to you and ineluctably demonstrates the defendant's guilt, let me first just address Trooper Proctor. The text messages from Trooper Proctor are professional. They're indefensible.
What?
Why is he having to read this? I mean, this is the most. If you can't remember something stupid that doesn't say anything.
Also, like, did he write 3-card Monty on his yellow legal pad that he's reading from? Like, he was like, oh, that's a good one. Oh yeah, and they had Trooper Paul, of course.
Your presumptions about him.
Okay, let's switch back to Hank. See what's next for his evidence.
Chance if he met the Isaac Wolf of the world.
He's dressed like a Undertaker.
And that one person who could help him that morning was this defendant right here, Karen Reed. And she made a decision. In her Lexus with the shattered taillight, debris field all over the front yard, and John O'Keefe lying helpless like a child on the front yard. She made a choice. She didn't call 911. She didn't run to his aid. She didn't knock on a door. She made a decision about herself. In her Lexus, she drove away. She was drunk.
She hit him.
And
She
left
left him to die.
She was drunk. She hit him.
Hit him.
And she left
She
him to
left him to die.
Before I go through and detail the evidence,
First time I've
let's
heard
talk a
anybody
little
mention
bit
her being
about
drunk.
The evidence as a whole. She was drunk. She was drinking that night. She was drinking McCarthy's with John. She was drinking at the waterfall. Her blood was taken with samples of the retrograde analysis, almost 2 to 3 times the legal limit. She was drunk. She hit him. The timeline in this case is beyond dispute. You can accuse.
The timeline is beyond dispute. He couldn't, his brain wouldn't even let him say that.
Something. Yeah. He's making up a. So he knows what he's saying. I mean, the timeline is beyond dispute, is what you would say if that were true. But it's beyond
dispute.
Some other word. That's not dispute.
It's beyond dispute, except the timeline changed again. So it changed in the first trial from 12:45 to 12:30. Then it changed again in the second trial from 12:30 something to 12:32:16 is what they finally, I think, landed on. Unclear though.
Assault, characterize, malign, twist. The timeline doesn't change. It is data. Data is data. The black
No, it's
box.
not. The company had to redo their entire data because of you guys.
They had to invent something called variance, where you just add 3 minutes if the time doesn't work for you, or you subtract 3 minutes if you need to make it line up with John's what Hank used to call Apple healthcare data.
The forensics from the SD card, we know exactly step by step where they were. We know in that window she hits him because he never moves again. His healthcare data.
Healthcare.
The temperature on the battery of the cell phone. The physical evidence, the debris field, the DNA, the hair.
Yeah, the temperature was
And then she
different.
left him to die.
The hair.
What was about the hair?
There was one hair.
Oh, yeah, we haven't seen that.
There was one hair on the bumper of Karen's car. Unclear even if it was John's hair or from John's lineage. But that apparently means that Karen hit John. We're just happy you're here. Yeah, the little hair that could. Look, you came in just in time.
He had
The little hair that could be anyone's.
Heard all about it when the back of his head hits the ground and the brain comes forward. Dr. Wolf told us the reason why they have level 1 trauma centers around the country is because people can survive this injury if they get help. That's why they have
What
this
does that
care.
have to
That's
do
why they
with
have these
Kim?
hospitals. But you gotta get help. You gotta get help. And if
Like at this
Didn't we have
point,
that
this doesn't.
discussion? Didn't I ask you about that?
What?
Canton's Hospital? Did Canton have a
Yeah, that's
somebody
when I
got
told you
life
about
flighted
the.
out there?
No, I mean there's a Good Samaritans was what close. I don't know. There used to be Norwood Hospital, and then it flooded the day that a rainstorm came through Massachusetts, and then just parked over Norwood and flooded the entire hospital. And it was sunny everywhere else in Massachusetts that day, and it was the weirdest thing. So there was a hospital closer, not anymore. What's kind of crazy is that what he's saying now just is correct. It just doesn't apply to Karen hitting John. It applies to whoever did this to John.
you don't, you develop symptoms.
I don't think it's correct.
Ecchymosis, raccoon eyes, your brain swells, and you die.
Oh.
She was drunk.
She was drunk. She hit him.
And that night,
left him to die.
That's the only thing that got her on.
But before we get to the drinking, in some ways, the fate of this night was sealed well before that night, because John O'Keefe and Karen Reed were in a toxic relationship. This relationship was crumbling. We hear lovey-dovey and It was crumbling, and we know it. And we know it because of
So when he just said we hear lovey-dovey, that's because the witnesses testified that they were lovey-dovey. So he's like, you heard from the witnesses that they were lovey-dovey. No, they weren't. They were not.
Hold on, wait. Karen and John?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound good to say they weren't lovey-dovey. That sounds more like that sounds bad for her.
Right. But so the point was that witnesses testified on the stand that they were lovey-dovey. Like that is by all accounts that night, everybody who saw them was like, yeah, they were getting along. Like he kissed her on the forehead. It was so cute, like blah, blah, blah. And then Hank wants to spin that. So he's like, you heard that they were lovey-dovey, but they weren't. They were in a toxic relationship.
It should have been a wonderful event. It was discord. It was fighting. It was aggravation. And when they got back, the discontent
Hold on, I hear my
was
dog.
palpable. Miss Reed reaches out to Brian Higgins, text messaging. John O'Keefe, the relationship is crumbling. And you heard a little bit about what that relationship was like. Kaylee, his niece, told you, when there was an argument, John would do what John does. He would walk away. She described to you one time, to get away from the scene, he walked into his bedroom. But the defendant wouldn't let it go, pounding on his door, having to get the last word, never letting go of the fight. Kind of mirrors what happens on January 29, 2022. And maybe outward appearance, they got along. Maybe sometimes quietly they got along. But behind closed doors, relationships have up and downs. We have a bird's eye view into the relationship on January 28, 2022, because we have the text messages. Not so lovey-dovey. The relationship is almost over. The tensions are simmering beneath the surface. They are not getting along. She believes Mr. Keefe is already halfway out of the relationship.
Mr.
He's
Keefe.
not into it anymore.
Okay. I just had to let my dog out, which means I have to let him back in like 1 minute. But we're going to switch over to Lally now to see where he goes with his.
However, as distasteful as those messages are,
John has a list too.
in their
He's
context,
talking about Proctor.
I submit they had no bearing whatsoever or impact whatsoever on the integrity of the entirety of the investigation that Massachusetts State Police collectively conducted into John O'Keefe's death here. As was asked of Trooper Proctor on cross-examination.
So like you guys heard Proctor's text and like all the bias and how he had decided what had happened to John within the first 16 hours of the investigation without ever going to the scene. Ignore all that. That means nothing.
Examination. These were texts from his personal phone that he never thought would see the light of day. He was asked whether or not he ever thought that he would be asked about these in a courtroom. Put to him in sort of a safe space, a safe place for him to discuss, if you will.
Okay, gotta go let him in.
What do you not see in those text messages? You don't see any discussion or any illusion of any conspiracy, of any framing of the defendant, of any planting of any evidence. No evidence whatsoever.
I would hope not.
Why? Because it didn't happen.
Because you'd be stupid.
There is no conspiracy. There is no cover-up. There is no evidence of any of that beyond
the fact that you have to
speculation,
talk about
rampant
this tells
speculation
me
and
there is.
conjecture on behalf of the defense. Two things can be true at the same time. They're mutually exclusive. The text from Trooper
Two things
Proctor
can also be
are
wrong at the
distasteful,
same time.
disrespectful, they're unprofessional. There's no defense to them. And the defendant killed John O'Keefe. Turning to the evidence, let me first talk a little bit about John O'Keefe.
What?
You heard a lot about him over the course of this trial, about his selfless story through his family and friends.
Why would you bring that
loved him,
connection?
including his adopted niece and nephew. You heard a lot about the lives he touched and the different people who he had friendships with. You heard a lot about from those particular friends and from his family. Turning to what I would submit to you as a timeline.
to look at
This
the
may be a
time.
little hard to see up here. What I'm going to go is from left to right.
Oh no.
January 28th, 2022, 9:49 in the morning. Karen and John begin fighting over
These are the
text
things I'd like to have.
2:25 p.m. in the afternoon. The defendant texts Mr. O'Keefe, "Tell me if you are interested in someone else. Can't think of any other reason you've been like this." John texts back, "Nope." 2:25, Mr. O'Keefe texts the defendant, "Things haven't been great between us for a while. Ever consider that?" This is also testimony that you heard through multiple sources, whether it be phones, whether it be from the children, whether it be from other friends or family members as to the relationship in the months and weeks leading up to John's murder. 2:32 p.m. John texts the defendant, "Sick of always arguing and fighting. It's been weekly for several months now." He then texts the defendant, "OMG, stop calling." This is during the time frame that Trooper Garino was talking about, with 18 phone calls, most of which were rejected, some of which were missed, and a couple of which were answered over the course of this afternoon, as she's continuing to needle and try to engage him in a fight that he doesn't want to have. 2:33 p.m. The defendant texts John, "So you're not into this anymore." 2:34 p.m. John texts the defendant, "I am not answering, stop calling." The defendant then texts John, "Then stop starting with me." 2:38 p.m. The defendant texts John, "I'm going to grab a drink in a bit." 2:38 in the afternoon. Around 3 p.m. is the testimony you heard from Erin O'Keefe in regard to the defendant texting her, asking if she can go out without her husband, Paul, asking to go out for a drink. This is while Erin O'Keefe testified she was waiting for one of her children at the bus stop, picking that child up around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This is also the point in which the defendant says to Ms. O'Keefe, "Wish I didn't speak to another O'Keefe after 2004. 7:30 p.m., you have Mr. O'Keefe and Mr. Camerano arriving at C.F. McCarthy's, with the defendant arriving at 8:51. 8:58 p.m. is when the defendant receives drink number 1 at C.F. McCarthy's.
Sorry.
Vodka soda, tall cylinder glass, lime, and a straw.
Know what I heard from that story about Karen? It sounds like both her and John didn't really want to fight anymore, but they couldn't really figure out how to get back to a good place. And she was fun. She was trying to have a fun Friday afternoon and was trying to find somebody to have fun with. Wow, wow, wow. Let's switch back to Hank.
Yeah. Text messages, it's one sentence, and some people take them very, very, very much out of context. That's why I'm always talking in emoji. I'm like, this is a joke. If you can't tell from the laughter guy, or something. I mean, it's weird. There's no rules on texting. I wish there were. There should be.
It's almost like, unless it's glaringly obvious, like in Procter and Good's text messages when they're literally neo-Nazis, that you need a little more context to really understand what you're reading.
Either of you saw them. This relationship was unstable and at its end. And so fast forward that night. That night, after this discord, after the arguing, they go out and what do? They drink. And they drink a lot. So he drinks a lot.
Who's the bald guy falling asleep back there?
That's John's dad.
You've seen my coffee videos. You can call it 6, 7, 8, whatever you want to call it. You can see the shots into the next drinks.
You have a
More
ribbon on?
shots into next drinks.
What?
Does he have like a medal on? A ribbon? That red thing, a ribbon?
I don't know. He makes me, I feel like every time I see John's dad, I feel really sad. This just looks like it was destroying him it's still like anytime he wasn't there for all the testimony, and anytime he was there, it's just he breaks my heart.
Did he by any chance work for the Massachusetts State Police?
No, he could have.
Sober? And then at the waterfall, a shot, a mixed drink. Now, it was brought up the waterfall that there was some type of discord between Brian Higgins and John O'Keefe. They knew each other. They were friends. Brian Higgins' conduct of speaking to Karen Reed was not honorable. It's not. But they were friendly. There was no adversarial relationship. There was no anger between them. What we heard is they barely greeted each other. Can we have slide one, please?
This is their smoking gun right here, is that the defense said that Brian Higgins and John O'Keefe barely greeted each other. Apparently they said that at some point.
At the Waterfall Bar, when you see John O'Keefe coming, here's him barely greeting him. That's him, and Mr. Higgins. Barely greeting each other.
Oh, yeah, this
Reality sometimes is different than argument. This is a celebratory mood. Celebratory mood. A bunch of friends.
Love you
They're
too.
playing around. They're hugging. They're grappling. This is a fighting technique for a murder. 2 hours
Hello?
later. Is that the story?
Ring, ring.
Practicing their moves to
Emily,
murder
is this
John
you?
O'Keefe.
I'm talking to you on a
In the
disco
celebratory
banana.
mood, you don't see any aggravation or animus between Brian Higgins and John O'Keefe. Inevitably, the next morning, Karen Reed is brought to the hospital
sent that to
and
me.
they take her blood. Now, the government doesn't have to prove that she was drunk. It is either that she's over the legal limit, 0.08, or she had enough alcohol to affect her ability to operate a motor vehicle safely, but you will know that she was far beyond the legal limit. After the retrograde analysis, almost 2 to 3 times the legal limit. Almost 2 to 3 times the legal limit. Now, it's been intimated, not come out and said, that maybe she went home and started drinking after she got home. No evidence, mind you, no evidence. And that somehow that is why she had a high level blood alcohol level.
The mental, they're just trying her for second degree murder.
Yeah. Intentional and leaving the scene of an accident, causing bodily injury or death. All intentional, all planned. At this point, it seems like Hank was really leaning into the DUI. Now, for the sake of Squirrel School, because there's one more thing I want us to get to tonight, I'm going to skip now to how they close their closing. So the last couple minutes, how they go out with a bang. So we're going to skip the whole middle, and let's see how we close the closing.
She couldn't let it go.
The reason why I asked that though is because DUI, I thought was manslaughter. Kill somebody because you don't really have the mental culpability to. You can't be intentional when you're at such a level of being drunk.
Yeah, there are a lot of paradoxes in this where if one thing is true, then the other thing can't be true, but they just ignore that. Okay, this is how we go out with a bang. And then we're going to see Lally go out with a bang.
She got drunk. She hit him. She left him to die.
Left him to
It's that
die.
simple. We don't know exactly how this collision happened, but we have a good idea from the physical evidence, and we know that it
You
happened.
could pass out. You could black
Can
out
someone
on
have
We don't know how this accident happened, but we know that it happened. This is the end.
Did he
This
just
is
say
the
that
bang.
we don't know how it happened?
Yep. We don't know how this collision happened,
false
but we
announcement.
know. Okay, wait here. You have to hear that part.
She hit him. She left him to die. It's that simple. We don't know exactly how this collision happened, but we have a good idea from the physical evidence, and we know that it happened. Can someone have a collision without lower body injuries? Can I have slide 19, please?
Buckle up.
You bet they can.
I love they have this hanging.
We don't know if this is the exact speed, but what it tells us.
We don't know if it's the exact speed.
Look at the debris field. Look at his turn.
Now, yes, that could happen to Rescue Randy there. Did he die? How did Rescue Randy die there? The car hit his arm. Where's the head injury that killed him?
I remember his sneaker on that curb that got lodged against the ceiling. Mr. O'Keefe then falls back, hits his head, counter coup, left to
Is this
die.
AI?
No, this is ARCA. This is the defense witnesses, the defense expert witnesses testing.
Where's
because
the blue arm?
Well, unfortunately, that was not as compelling, apparently. His foot got run over in that too.
So he just stood there the whole time.
Yeah.
Goes back to what I was when I thought I was joking. It's like, I think whatever Jones, he wanted to die. He jumped in front of the car. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, hell,
this
he
is
might
their
as well,
theory.
the dummy.
This is their theory. John
He's trying
got
to give the car a drink. It looks thirsty.
John got out of the car and Karen drove away. And John stood in the road like a hitchhiker. And Karen looked in her rear view, said, "Oh my God, I can't believe my luck. I wanted to kill him on a police officer's lawn and leave him there. And there he is, just standing there with his arm out. I will reverse
His ankles
straight.
are
I will
already
not
broken.
I will not turn the car to hit him. I will." Yeah. No lower body injuries. Watch his legs in this.
But look, his ankles are they're like all twisted up right there. I mean, so
There-
what is,
this is
you
what-
have muscles in your legs that keep you standing up. Like, you don't just flop around your feet when you're walking. So a dummy does not represent a human, the human twist or anything else. Dummies.
Well, this is where Hank did point out that John was not on a harness. So John wouldn't have just stayed in one place, but Randy is on a harness, and that is important for us to remember.
Like, I feel like you'd be really proud of yourself if you could pull off this type of experiment in like the junior high science. Like, that'd be really
Right.
cool. That'd be really good work for you.
It's like they could prove each individual piece of this that they wanted to prove in many different ways. So in this one, they were really excited to be able to prove that the taillight would shatter in the way that Karen's taillight looked. Unfortunately for them, in this one, the debris field did not end up like 20 feet this way and 15 feet that way.
Well, you just said we don't know how
We're
fast the
talking
car's
about
going.
Randy. Randy's no dummy.
I mean, we're supposed
This
to
is
be
really what
trying to
happened.
go to
V gets it.
Mars, okay? As a species, we're talking
Well,
about like
no.
interplanetary travel, and this is the best.
Expert, this is how we get to Mars in a Lexus. Judd Welcher told us the Lexus could have shot off into space. It's possible. But yeah, so the taillight could shatter. And we were under the impression after the first trial that because it was polycarbonate, it like wouldn't shatter in the way that Karen's taillight shattered. But it turns out they did prove in this that ARCA proved, not the prosecution, but we stole it.
Look at the debris field. Look at his turn. Remember his.
Now, did you see at any point a moment where the taillight pieces that just shattered made
Ended up in
puncture
his
holes?
clothes?
Made puncture holes in his clothing, little teeny tiny pinhole puncture holes. Went into the puncture hole, scraped up his arm, came out of the puncture hole, and landed 30 feet that way. I didn't see that happen. I didn't see a moment where that could have happened. Yeah,
I watched a
none
guy
of
on
the
YouTube
pieces
the other day
fit his
shoot a
arm.
taillight with a shotgun, and it didn't break that bit.
ARCA, as part of their testing, tested out the theory that John could have thrown the glass so they were just trying to like rule out anything, and they wanted to test the theory that John could have thrown the glass at Karen's taillight and hit it in a way that like his glass broke and it shattered the taillight. And so they built a cannon. They built an air cannon to shoot the glass out at different speeds to see if that could have happened. Spoiler
Well,
alert.
if
It
he's
could not.
attacking her, then she's got self-defense.
Falls back, hits his head.
Self-defense is the
Left
defense.
eye.
No
His
matter
whole
what.
foot,
I mean,
his whole foot just got broken up by the car. John had no lower body injuries. And just to be clear, this is a clip that you will see very often if you post anything on Twitter about Karen Reed being innocent. They will post this video and be like, it could have happened like this. Your experts proved it. Okay.
Thank you.
That's the end. That's the end of his closing. Imagine saying there is no doubt. You have a very difficult job. If there's no doubt, then it's not a difficult job. He should have said there's no doubt. You guys have a very easy.
I have slide 22, please. He is not an it. John O'Keefe is not a body. John O'Keefe is not a buffalo on a prairie.
he's a buffalo.
And he was murdered.
Do you guys know what buffaloes are up there? I mean,
So Karen had said because the narrative was like, oh, Karen got out of the car and ran over to him that morning because she was the only one who knew that he was there. Nobody else could see him buried under the blizzard of 2.5 inches of snow. And Karen, in many interviews, said like John looked like a buffalo on the prairie. It was like a lump that was out of place. And I knew that that was him. And they're like, she called him a lump. She called him a buffalo. That's disgusting. She dehumanized him. I don't know. I feel like it's more dehumanizing the people that left him there.
By Karen Reed.
I'm getting ready to tweet that Karen Reed always been innocent of the Canton charges, even if Emily C. doesn't agree with me.
So that's Hank's final moments. Now I need to prepare you guys. Lally's final minute is so boring. You thought Hank didn't go out with a bang. Just wait. Where are we?
I think Lally's got a nice pursuit.
Or the dictates of our passions. They cannot alter the
Wait.
speed. Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Right from Mr.
Lally's
Clark, in
rambling.
regard to the
Bev tells him to
mitochondrial
wrap
DNA
it up.
profile from that hair being consistent with the DNA profile of Mr. O'Keefe. You have the testimony from Ms. Valier and Ms. Hanley in regards to the microscopic pieces, 1/16 of an inch by 1/16.
You have 1 minute, Mr. Lally. Wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
Now, I need you to look at how many pages Lally flips through. So he has 1 minute left.
All consistent with pieces of taillight that are found within.
So he didn't even practice this?
And now, just wait for the longest minute of your entire life. This is how he ends. This is his big moment.
Do we need to time it?
Ms. Gilman, if I could. 605, this is what this vehicle looks like backing up at that speed for approximately that distance. There's another, years and years ago.
This is what this vehicle looks like backing up. Doesn't move. Okay, now we just used about 30 seconds of our precious last minute to get the jury on board, and we are going to do some quoting.
Started practicing in Norfolk County, Braintree, what is now Quincy. Eventually became a far smarter man than myself. Eventually became President of the United States. His name was John Adams. John Adams once wrote, "Facts are stubborn things. And whatever may be our wishes, our inclinations, or the dictates of our passions, they cannot alter the state of the facts and the evidence."
We wrapped both of those up, and guess what? Lally won. because he got a hung jury and Hank got none.
You can bet some
So,
people.
yeah,
Now there's
somehow.
some interviews with some of the jurors, right? Like,
Ooh,
is that true?
yes. Let's do a squirrel
Oh,
school about the jury. Adding it
we
to the
should.
list. Do you want to know what's already on the list? That.
Okay.
I already have foreman. Okay, jurors.
You've been really
But let's
busy. You need to get your sleep and are you
no, we're not
hydrated
done yet.
enough?
Don't even think that we're done
No, I
yet.
don't
I
want to
need
leave
to
now. I'm just saying, like when you said earlier, you were like, "Why did I bring this up? I can't remember." I'm like, "Yeah, you sound like me. Are you high?"
ring
Yes.
ring. We still have another page
Hello.
in Lally's diary.
Awesome. Awesome. This was great. I'll see you then.
um
We have banana phone.
Lally's story does not end there. So his story starts with him being the superstar of the first trial. He gets demoted to paperclip player in the second trial. And then it turns out that the Commonwealth has actually been screwing up all over the place. The Norfolk County District Attorney's Office can't do anything right. And because of the attention on Karen Reed's trial, and because of what happened with Michael Proctor's text, all of a sudden there are lots of eyes looking at other trials that were happening in Norfolk County around the same time with the same players. And it turns out there was this guy named Miles King who was arrested for it's a long story. I'm not even like it's a whole thing. There's like Mizzy Cat. Well, we'll tell the whole story another time. But basically, he's awaiting trial for 4 years. He's in jail, I think 4 years or something. And it turns out the Commonwealth had 6 search warrants in this case that they were supposed to have turned over to the defense. They only turn over 2.5. Apparently, you can turn over half a search warrant. All of this finally leads to a day in court where Rosemary Scapicchio, the person that you've been wanting to know more about, who is an unbelievable defense attorney, gets to put Lally on the stand and question him about his practices. So the diary
And
entry
this is in
from
trial 1, 2,
this
2?
is in so this is after this is post Karen Reed now. This is in the Miles King case.
Okay.
But because of what comes out from Proctor's texts in Karen's trial, suddenly there are like a couple of different pending cases in Norfolk County that all have like a vested interest in uncovering more of the like shenanigans that have been going on. So suddenly like any of the attorneys that are defending somebody pending trial, like having an upcoming trial where Proctor touched their case in any way, and then it turns out that everybody is bad. They are trying to get to the bottom of what happened with Proctor and the search warrants and the bias and the this and the that. So this diary entry from Lally is from the day we're going to watch afterwards, where Rosemary Scapicchio gets to grill Lally on the stand, which is where the line in Fervent Song comes from. When Rosemary made you her baby. Lally Wanna Baba. Okay, here. Happy the day. Nope. That's how come StreamYard sometimes has a mind of its own.
Sue me. July 21st, 2025. Forgive yourself. Dear Diary. So, apparently I'm really bad at my job. Actually, scratch that. Apparently the whole district attorney's office is bad at our jobs. Who knew? Honestly, not me. I started working here right out of law school. I never worked anywhere else to see how it's supposed to be done. I thought it was normal to go down the hall and ask the cops for search warrants and discovery. And then they yell, "Fuck off, dweeb!" And then they all start laughing and high-fiving and then go back to searching random phones for nudes. Until Rosemary Scapicchio was grilling me about it today, it did not occur to me that there are lawyers out there that don't get shoved into the big rolling trash bins by Brian Tully every day. I picked a bad week to try to quit smoking. I'll try again after my next face-off with Scapicchio in August. At least stupid Proctor has to take the stand then too, so I won't look like the biggest idiot. XOXO. Lally. August 5th, 2025. Start fresh, dream big. Dear Diary, my lawyer got me out of having to testify today, so my anxiety pack of Marlboros became my celebratory pack. There's just one problem. Mr. Betterow has been telling all the kids in Twitter Law School that I should lose my job immediately. And when those kids get fixated on something, they do not give it up. Imagine what I could do if I had a quarter of their motivation. Mom picked up a few job applications for me to get started. Gonna go fill those out now. It's really a bummer because I love working at the No Fucks District Attorney's Office, and I'm not really qualified to work anywhere else. XOXO. Lally. This was my job application to work at Subway.
XOXO.
I didn't end up getting the job. Adam Susan Lally. Address, Norfolk County District Attorney's Office basement. Date of birth, I forget. I haven't gotten a present in a while. In case of emergency, contact Michael Meatball Morrissey. I could work every day. It wasn't until I got to here on the application I realized I was applying for work in Australia, but that seemed like kind of a good idea.
I had to say that part because I didn't realize until I was looking at this that it was a Subway application from Australia.
I just hope that they don't look up what I've been doing at the Norfolk County
Subway
District
subs?
Attorney's Office. That's why I put the Friendship Club in there. I was really good at the Friendship Club in high school. XOXO. Lally.
There's a friendship club in high school?
Yeah, it was in Lally's yearbook. That's a true story. Also, you can hear Carter in the background at the end of that. Okay. So that was about this day. And we're going to get to see your friend Broken Baker. Because nobody was allowed to stream it. I think this was the day there was like no cameras allowed in the courtroom and it was only on Zoom and you weren't allowed to stream the Zoom, but Baker could because he isn't in America.
Good morning, Mr. Lally. In a loud, clear voice, could you please state your name, spelling your first and last name for the record?
Sure. Adam Lally, A-D-A-M, last name
Hey, hit
L-A-L-L-Y.
pause.
And what do you do for a living, Mr. Lally?
You notice Baker's got a haircut right there? This was done right after the 17th of the month.
Does he get a haircut on the 17th of every month?
Evidently so, yeah.
I love that you know that about him.
It's so strange. There's no wiggle room in his reality. So me, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen from start to finish tomorrow.
Can we just point out the fact that Rosemary Scapicchio, right off the bat, to say in a loud, clear voice, she said, "I own you," immediately from the first words that come out of her mouth in a loud, clear voice, because she knows how he talks.
Assistant District Attorney with the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office.
No.
And how long have you worked for the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office?
Since 2005.
20 years?
Yes, almost.
What did you do before you worked for the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office?
Started with the District Attorney's Office straight out of law school. Worked a couple warehouse jobs, things like that during.
Sorry,
I worked a few warehouse jobs, things like that during law school. Went to school at night.
Okay. And what school did you go to?
Suffolk.
Suffolk Law?
Yes.
And undergrad?
Undergrad, I went to the University of Southern California.
Okay. And what was your well, at some point, how long were you in the office before you got assigned to the homicide squad? Oh, homicide unit, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure that it's an assignment to the homicide unit. I would say the first homicide that I had outside of the realm of motor vehicle homicide was probably 2015, somewhere in there.
Okay. And let me back up a little. What type of training did the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office offer you in order for you to be able to comply with Rule 14 discovery?
Objection. Sustained.
So when you started at the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, you started in district court?
Yes.
Okay. And how many district court cases would you say you tried?
I have no idea. A lot.
More than 100?
Oh, also what you need to know is that this judge, Judge Krupp, he is normally like, would never let something like this happen. And this morning, it was like he woke up Invasion of the Body Snatchers and was just like a new man that allowed this to go on. And then suddenly he snapped out of it. We're not going to get to the end today or maybe ever, but Rosemary is going to end up like just belittling Lally to no end. And suddenly Judge Krupp is like, we need to end this. He had said like they could go till 12:30. It was like 11:40. And he was like, I have another case. Everybody needs to leave now. Bye. And kicked everybody out. They rescheduled it to continue like 2 weeks later. And when they came back 2 weeks later, he was like, yeah, so I didn't really understand like the filing that you guys did. I think you need to go downstairs and work on it together. And he sent all the attorneys to go to like study hall together and work on some file, like a table that they were making. And this was a year ago. And they're finally now getting to continue this August 27th. And also while we're here, here's the yearbook. Hold on. This is Adam Lally's yearbook. And there he is in the friendship club.
3.4 student council. What's the is that third and fourth year?
Unclear.
Good times M plus DM and P. Good times partying with everyone, especially Mr. and Miss TC Chief. Who's TC Chief?
Maybe those were some of his friends' parents. I had a good time with everybody.
There's the .com. No, there's a .com on there. That's not real. There's like it may be real, but it's like different, like classmates.com or something.
No, I think that's his yearbook. That's like that's what he said in his little quote.
When did he get out of high school? When did Al Gore invent the internet?
You can look up any yearbook. You just Google like he went to Norwood High School.
Like right there, like what I was reading, like that's not in the actual yearbook because it says www.com.
No, I think that he wrote that in his yearbook. Like that was like an inside joke.
What year did he get out of high school?
He probably graduated high school in like 97.
They didn't have color pictures back then in 97?
It's like a sepia. It was fancy.
That's fancy?
I don't know. Okay. Back
what
to
time
Rosemary.
isn't good for him, is it?
It's not like he looked great then.
Probably.
Okay. And in all of those cases, were you able to comply with Rule 14 discovery and turn over the discovery that was required under Rule 14?
Objection. Sustained.
Let me ask you this. The hundreds of cases that you tried in district court, was there ever any allegation that you didn't turn over information?
Objection. Overruled.
No.
Okay.
Fuck you.
And then at some point you moved to Superior Court. When was that?
Oh,
Began working on Superior Court cases probably in 2006, full-time assigned to Superior Court in
I thought he was
2012.
talking to me.
Okay. When you say full-time assigned to Superior Court, what does that mean?
So what that means is during the interim period from 2006 to 2012, I had cases in Superior Court, but I was primarily assigned to the District Court.
So you were trying cases in the Superior Court, but you were still trying cases in the District Court?
Correct. Actually, I still do that to this day.
You still try cases in the District Court as well?
I do.
Okay. But you said at sometime in 2012, you were assigned to the Superior Court. Does that
Correct.
mean you came here every day?
Correct.
Okay. And what type of cases were you assigned in 2012 when you became a Superior Court DA?
Variety, pretty much ran the whole gamut. Narcotics cases, sexual assault cases, child abuse cases, breaking and entering, armed robbery, whatever I was assigned, that's what I did.
How long after you got to the DA's office did you start trying what they call light felonies?
I don't understand the line of inquiry. Everybody who is in the DA's office is responsible for complying with Rule 14 and is expected to know the confines of Rule 14 and to comply with it. So the backstory here is not particularly useful. What I want to know is what ADA Lally did in this instance.
Understood, Judge. In any event, when were you assigned to the Miles King case? And Brianna Gardner, I'm sorry.
Probably within a day or two.
A day or two of what?
Of the shooting and the murder occurring.
Okay. And how do you get assigned in the district attorney's office? Do they email you? Do they call you? How do they do that?
Objection. Overruled.
I received a call from the first assistant.
And who would that have been at the time?
At the time, that would have been ADA Lynn Beelan.
Okay. And did she tell you you were assigned to this homicide case?
Yes.
And what does that mean to you, being assigned to a homicide case? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, at that point, it was an investigation. So as far as assisting with the investigation, should charges arise, handling prosecution from there out.
Okay. So once you get assigned to the Miles King, Brianna Gardner case, is there a policy within the Assistant District Attorney's Office in Norfolk County on how to gather information that's required under Rule 14?
Objection. Overruled.
A specific policy, not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay, so there's no policy that you're aware of in the DA's office that that details how to gather information. Is that what you're saying?
Not that specific to that, no, not that I know of.
So how do you gather information, and how did you gather information in the King Gardner case that was required under Rule 14? What did you do?
Objection. Just specify what is. It's too vague. Overruled. Question is, what did you do?
So what I
I think we can take it in chronological order. We'll start at the beginning, and then we'll have follow-up questions.
Sure. So what I do is what I do in every case, depending on how many different departments are involved. In this case, there was a local department and state police involvement. So I would make appropriate requests for any and all information that they had, any information that, specifically I could outline or delineate as far as what I felt was relevant. And
Stop right there. How would you make those requests?
Typically what I would do is write out a formal discovery request, submit the form to any involved departments, and communicate either via phone or email to whoever the relevant party was that I was requesting discovery from.
When you say discovery forms, what do you put on? What did you put on the form in this case for Gardner and King?
Initially, it would be for any and all police reports, any and all photographs, any and all information as to who was present, lab reports, if they had access to fire department, run reports, any lab personnel that responded to the scene, so that I would have an idea as to whether or not there was testing that was going to be conducted or items have been recovered from the scene, copies of any and all search warrants, including applications, affidavits, copy of the warrants, any returns.
And let me stop you there. Do you have a memory in this case of asking for all the information that you just told you normally ask? Did you do that in the Brianna Gardner and Miles King case? Did you ask for all of that information?
Yes, and just for clarity purposes, when I'm initially doing this, it's not the Miles King and Brianna Gardner case.
It's just an investigation.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, and more to that point, Ms. Gardner didn't become a focus of the investigation until later on.
Okay. So while you were investigating without a defendant being a suspect, at least not initially, you asked which departments for this information?
The State Police, Norfolk County Detective Unit, as well as the Milton Police.
I can't hear you. What was the last one?
Milton Police.
Milton Police. Okay, so you asked Milton Police, you asked the State Police. Who in Milton Police did you ask, and who in the State Police did you ask to send information?
The Milton Police would have been, at that time, Lieutenant Michael Collins. The State Police would have been Trooper Michael Proctor, as he was a case officer, and Lieutenant Brian Tully.
And so you have emails going to all three of them asking for all of the information that you just listed, which would be normal information that you'd ask in any case after a homicide. Is that right?
Yes.
And did let's just take.
She has it already.
Super Proctor. Did he
She
respond
needs to check her Instagram.
Yes.
Oh my God, this was the day that everybody in Mel's chat was going crazy trying to figure out how to get the stream of this. Okay, wait, I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit to where he starts unraveling.
Okay. So if you got a set of grand jury minutes from a witness that you know testified in front of the grand jury, you'd check that off your list.
Well, as far as the...
So Rosemary asks him, in the part I just skipped over, what the chaos of trying to get Melanie Little, that Rosemary asks Lally, how do you keep track of like the search warrants that you've asked for? And typically, like at a law firm, it would probably be like, we have a software, or like I keep like a on my computer, I have like notes, and no, he just has a checklist. He just keeps a checklist, and you're muted. And when he doesn't get things from the checklist, he just keeps on asking for them. There's no, like, it doesn't elevate to the next thing. It's like, I asked Proctor, like, hey, can I get that search warrant? And Proctor's like, yeah, I'll get it for you. And then he never gets it. And then this is what she's asking him about.
Yes, I mean, I was at the grand jury, so I know who testified at the grand jury. But as far as receiving the minutes, yes, I'm aware of the dates. And when I receive the minutes, then that would check that off the list.
I missed, I think, a question and answer, one question earlier. I think the question was, do you keep records of what you requested? What was your answer to that question?
So records, as far as what was requested, I would always have, at least in some form, some sort of running list of items I was looking for. And then if I received an item, then that would be something that would be off the list. Now that list would be obviously added to as information develops, and there might be additional items that I'm looking for.
And presumably because it's on the list, you've made the request?
Yes.
Okay.
And so you'd have whatever's on the list, you'd have emails requesting that information. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then if they emailed back, you'd have checks off of your list that you got whatever it was that, you know, maybe you were asking for 10 things and you got 5. You'd check those 5 things off your list. Is that right?
Yes.
Is there any?
I just want to pause for a second to show you that I made Lally's checklist. It is on a Marlboro cigarette receipt. It says, remember to ask Proctor for search warrant 1, search warrant 2, search warrant 3, search warrant 4, 5, and 6. 1 and 2 are checked off, and it says got half. And then it says, also remember to pick up Hank's dry cleaning. That is what I imagine his checklist looking like.
Any other mechanism you used to document what you got from, just right now we're talking about the state police, Trooper Tully and Trooper Proctor.
I'm sorry, any other mechanism of doing what again?
Keeping track of what they're producing for you. Is it all just emails and check marks on a list? Or is there some other way that you keep track as well?
No, I mean, it would be something that I would have a list of items that are outstanding that would be, you know, followed up on if they hadn't been received at that point. And then I would follow up with whoever the appropriate person was to get copies of those.
And these lists remain in the file? Your lists with the check marks remain in the file?
To the best of my knowledge.
That's my favorite line when Rosemary says, your lists with check marks, they belong, they stay in the file. Your list with check marks.
Okay. Is there a reason you didn't review the file before you testified here today?
I don't have the file.
You work for the DA's office, right?
I do.
And it's in the DA's office, right?
Yes.
And you knew you were going to be asked questions about this case, right?
Yes.
And you didn't do anything to educate yourself about what you did initially on the case?
Objection. This is her witness. Well, I'm not sure I agree with that as an objection.
Hold on, wait.
I'm going
Was
to
that
sustain the
objection?
objection.
This is her witness?
And also what you need to know is like, this is his,
Never heard
now
that
the
before.
attorney has an attorney.
He's objecting. Yes. He's objecting. Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. So the attorney has an attorney. The attorney's getting grilled by a better attorney. They're both defense. Well, no, he's prosecutor, yes. But yeah, this is so embarrassing. And he's just so nonchalant about
second.
all of his ridiculous answers. Yeah.
Rosemary's defendant, not public defender, but a defense attorney there?
Yes. And she is
I
a
bet
public
she-
defender.
Oh, she is public defender.
And she's like a public defender, but also you can hire her. Right? I think that's
Really?
right. Am I wrong about that? I might be wrong
She's
about
a
that.
defense attorney that might take some cases when the court gets overwhelmed or if it's a high profile case.
No,
they'll
then she's not a
hire,
public defender. No, she's just a defense attorney.
So then, did she at one point work in the prosecutor's office?
Wait, was
That's
that
where
correct?
a lot of your defenders, but one part's correct.
We'll have to do a full deep dive on Rosemary and I'll learn more. She works with her daughter. It's the cutest thing. Yeah, so she does have a
She
private
can't be
practice, but also
yeah, okay. So she has a private practice. Then she's taking cases that the court will assign people cases.
we'll do some research because now I feel like I'm just making stuff up. Also, while we're paused, because I embarrassed Lally with his yearbook photo, there's my high school yearbook.
No, that's fake.
I quoted Dr. Seuss.
What?
Okay, back to
You
this.
know Dr. Seuss? My
I
favorite
quoted
author.
Dr. Seuss, "Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." I also quoted "Closing Time" because
doesn't
that was it comes from "Oh, the Places You'll Go."
Have that.
I know how to find things. Wait, "Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way" is from "Oh, the Places You'll Go," which someday, if you're really unlucky, I'll show you how I know all the words to it. The entire book.
Wait a second.
What?
I'm impressed. Dr. Seuss
Ring,
is hard to
ring.
read.
Ring, ring.
Is it the Emily phone?
Dr. Seuss is fun to read.
I love Dr. Seuss, but
Um,
those words are sometimes big.
I did graduate in 04.
With Proctor, whatever. I guess that Lally.
No, not with Lally.
I just got hung up on.
Yeah, I'll tell you the words to "Oh, the Places You'll Go" someday. Maybe on your graduation day from Squirrel School. We'll do a graduation ceremony.
Oh, this makes me sad.
As to the relevance, he did not review the file. Next
So
question.
what did you review
Don't be
in
a fool,
preparation for
stay
your
in school.
testimony here today?
I reviewed portions of the file. I reviewed some of the items that had been produced by ADA Hickman. I reviewed search warrants. I reviewed police reports. I reviewed, you were asking specifically as far as checklists or notations. I didn't review those, but I did review, I have portions of the file. I have access to the file, and I did review portions of the file.
Okay. So you did review first portions of the files.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You just didn't review your checklist.
No.
Okay. Now, in terms of the Milton Police Department.
Okay, wait. Miss Press said, get a copy of this. Carter's teachers gave him a copy. This was like, he's sleeping. I can't go in his room. But Carter's teachers gave him a copy of "Oh, the Places You'll Go" on his preschool graduation, and they had all signed it. They did it on their own. And it was the sweetest thing. Oh my God, it could make me cry just thinking about it. I love it.
Do you also have emails going back and forth to the Milton Police Department asking for certain documents?
Yes.
And who in the police, would that be Lieutenant Collins?
Yes.
Anyone else in the Milton Police Department were you looking for documents from?
On this case, I don't believe so, no.
And did you keep the same type of list that you kept for the state police of outstanding things that you were looking for the Milton Police Department?
Yes.
And what did you get back from the Milton Police Department? Do you remember?
Items of similar nature that they had access to as far as police reports, photographs. I don't believe Milton did any of the search warrants in this case, but other items of discovery, video that they recovered, that there's a litany of different items.
A litany of different items? Did you say? Okay. And those would all be memorialized by email? Is that how you did it?
Yes, that's, I think, what Mr. McGee attached as Exhibit 1. It's about 137 pages.
Of emails back and forth between the Milton Police Department and you?
Correct.
And so at what point do you know that you have all of, so other than, strike that, Milton Police, State Police, any other person or entity that you sought information for in this case?
Certainly.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Certainly.
Who's that?
Be the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, be the State Police Crime Lab. There were some items that were outsourced to Bodie.
I have a shared notes app now with Fervent to add this to the list. Who just said that?
No, hold on.
So who just said slovenly? That just made me laugh. A good word to describe Lally's work style would be slovenly. Like he's up here now admitting to the world that he cannot do his job because this man, Miles King, has been in jail awaiting trial for so long. Actually, you want to know what ends up happening? Miles King is in jail for so long awaiting trial that it like abuses his amendment right to a speedy trial. So they let him out of jail. The feds are watching him. The feds have to clean up everything in Norfolk County. The feds are watching him. Like a couple months later, he gets arrested on a drug bust and now he's in federal jail awaiting trial, and also still has not gone to trial on this because they still don't have all the search warrants. So what the Norfolk County DA's office and the like special police detectives unit, the goon squad, likes to do is just get the evidence and then write search warrants later. They did that with Karen's phone, with Karen's car. They did that with Brian Walsh's like entire case file. They just say like,
they make it fit. They make it fit.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why Lally's on the stand, because they still don't have all the search warrants. Somehow also Lally got a half a search warrant. We still don't quite understand how that happened, but
there's no half search warrant.
Yep, he got a half, 2.5.
Technology lab in Lorton, Virginia, where they did some additional forensic testing.
We're going to speed him up just a little.
DNA, they have different methods that our lab does not.
Pennington's drawer.
Milton Fire Department, I believe Fallon paramedics were involved in the transport of the victim, Mr. Simmons. That's all I can think of at this point.
Okay. And would you communicate with those agencies the same way you communicated with the state police and the Milton police via email?
For the most part, could have been phone call on some of those
All right,
issues.
let's stop there. If there was a phone call, how did you memorialize what you requested and what they said in a phone call?
Notes.
You have individual notes?
Yes.
And where would those notes be right now?
In the file.
Okay. So do you keep like a running page of all
The
the
file
notes
that I didn't bring to court.
Communications that you had with all of the
Didn't
other
reveal.
entities and officers?
So he can go and fill it in later.
Not all in one location,
Like
but it would
a
be
search
divided up by different entities as far as what I was.
But like this is now 3-4 years later. Like you had time.
Requesting from that specific entity and what I was looking for, what I was still waiting for, what was still outstanding, things of that nature.
Okay. So what happens when you ask for something, let's just say from the state police, and they don't give it to you? What's the next thing you do?
The next thing I do would be to ask for it again.
Okay. How many times do you ask?
This is my favorite part. So
That's
they
not
all
the
work
question she asked, though, was it? She said was they don't
well,
have it.
well, at this point, she's just saying, okay, so first of all, you need to know that they all work in the same office. So like they ride the elevator up to the same floor together. They all have they're right there. So this is not like tracking somebody down. This is like, hey, Proctor, like, can I get that search warrant? So Rosemary Scapiccio's question is, when you ask Brian Tully and Michael Proctor for the search warrants in this case, because you need to hand them over in discovery, and they say, yeah, I'll get it to you, and then they don't, what do you do? And he says, I ask for it again. And now let's see how it escalates. What's the next level of like?
I think he's bullied over there.
Oh, 100%. That's why I said in his diary that they all put him in the trash.
They don't need the Massachusetts
you
State
have
Police. Y'all need to change that. They don't need to be in prosecutor's office.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Meeting with the state police to look at their file.
Objection. The biggest objection I have here is that we're not speaking about any individual document, any individual date. Vague questions about
Yeah, this is general practice, generally Mr. Lally's practice. I think part of the issue here is we don't have very specific items that are being referred to. Right. But I think I'm going to overrule the objection and give Attorney Scapiccio's a little bit of leeway here in terms of general practice.
So in general, how many times do you email for the same document before you go to the state police and start to have a sit down with them?
I think it varies. I think it would be depending on a lot of different factors as far as what the item is, what the explanation is for why I don't have it yet, whether it's not available or whether it's something that they're currently working on, or if it's something that I know has been completed and I've asked for it multiple times and I still don't have it. I'm not saying that even happened in this case, but if in a general practice, if that were something that were going on, then yes, I would want to sit down with somebody and figure out exactly what's going on.
Okay. So let me ask specific questions about this case. When you reached out, let's start with Trooper Proctor. In this case, looking for information, and there were emails back and forth. Were there any occasions where you did not get the documents or the information that you were seeking from Trooper Proctor?
I don't recall anything specific other than if it was a situation where I'm looking for a report about something and that report hasn't been completed yet, or that item hasn't been obtained yet for whatever reason. But I don't recall in this case ever asking for something and just not getting it.
Do you remember asking Trooper Proctor for the search warrants that he did in this case?
Yes.
And the affidavits accompanying the search warrants?
Yes.
And did he provide them to you?
What I received was a partial affidavit for search warrants.
Did he provide them to you, yes or no?
Some.
How many search warrants do you recall?
Then he didn't give it to you.
The King Gardner case?
In 2021 or beyond?
Let's start with 2021. How many search warrants? Yes.
6.
When you asked, and he signed all 6 search warrants, is that fair to say?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay. And so when did you ask Trooper Proctor for the search warrants?
In July or August of 2021 when they were filed for.
Okay. And when did you get all 6 search warrants from Trooper Proctor?
I didn't get all 6 search warrants from Trooper Proctor.
You did not?
I did.
When did you get all 6 search warrants from 2021? This is in 2025. He says, I didn't. Don't shut up. I like it. Yeah, he says, I didn't. Like, this is who I'm supposed to count on. Like, if something terrible happened to somebody I love, this is the person who's going to like bring justice.
No.
Okay. So did you get one search warrant from him?
From him specifically, I received a portion of the affidavit for search warrant 306 and the entire affidavit for search warrant 348.
A portion.
Okay, so you got a portion of 2 search warrants, and you knew there were 6 search warrants. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you make notes somewhere in your file? Geez, I asked Trooper Proctor for these 6 search warrants. He hasn't given them to me yet?
I believe yes.
Okay, those are in your file?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And then when you didn't get search warrants from Trooper Proctor, did you meet with him?
Yes, I mean, specific to that, I don't recall any specific meeting related to search warrants, but we did meet several times in relation to this investigation in this case.
But you understand that search warrants are
Where are they going
routine,
to the
right? And you knew there were 6 search warrants, right?
for a search warrant?
Well, because they have to turn it over. They the police
police-
wrote the,
Yeah, and they get a warrant. They take it to the judge.
Mhm.
Judge signs it or declines it,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
they execute it. You don't just let it sit
Yeah.
there until one day. Like, hey, I
Expert.
need a search warrant to search XYZ's car when I pull him over.
They don't do that stage. They just search the car. They just take the evidence. They don't go first to a judge. When they took Karen's car and her phone, they didn't go first to a judge. They just took her car and her phone. When they went to Brian Walsh's house, they actually, this one is really crazy. Brian Walsh had an attorney that they negotiated terms of a search warrant for, that they could search his devices for like a very specific time period, like any communication happening between like January 1st and January 6th. They just did a full extraction on all his devices instead. And then they said, well, we'll figure it out later. And then from that full extraction, they got all his location data when he went to different dumpsters to supposedly throw away his wife's body parts. And the only reason why that case ever went to trial with the absolute like destruction of our rights is because the judge, who's awesome, though, like one good judge in Norfolk County, Judge Frenier, ruled the like generally bad guy rule and said like, okay, you know what, like you probably would have gotten this location data eventually, so I'll allow it. But no, they don't follow laws. Of course not.
I did.
And so when do you realize that you don't have all 6 search warrants?
That's
true. How long into the process? Do you know right away you don't have them all? Or do you not know for a long time you don't have them all?
I don't think I realized at that time that I didn't have them all.
So then I guess I'm confused about how your system works.
But I went
You
ahead
said you
and
had a system
I
where you
charged
asked
him.
for something and you didn't get it.
So now Lally's like has to backtrack on what he just said because he's like, oh shoot. Well, now I'm admitting that I like signed off on handing over all discovery when I didn't. So he's like, I didn't realize. She's like, then I don't understand your system.
This is all about
You
discovery,
would then
right?
follow
I
up
forgot about that.
with the police officer asking again and again. Did you do that with Super Proctor in this case with the 6 search warrants?
Yes, I believe so.
How many times did you email Trooper Proctor asking for the 6 search warrants?
I don't know.
More than 10?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. How far in between each of them? Did you wait a month and email them again? Did you wait a week? Did you wait a day? How long in between your requests to Trooper Proctor to produce the 6 search warrants in this case?
I don't know.
You don't?
No.
Did you review your emails
All of these
before you
people
came
should
here
be
today?
fired. All of them.
Some of them, yes.
Did you see any
Yes,
emails
Baker.
to and from Trooper Proctor regarding the search warrants?
Yes.
How many did you see?
I don't recall.
More than 5?
Yes.
More than 10?
I don't know.
What are the dates of the first time you asked Trooper Proctor for the search warrant?
I don't know.
Specific date, I don't know.
How long before the next time you asked him for a 6 search warrant?
Specifically, I don't know.
Was it months or weeks?
Weeks.
Weeks later. Okay,
Yes.
so that's 2 times you asked him. What about the third time? How much time went by?
I don't know.
Months or weeks?
I don't know.
What about the fourth time?
Again, I don't know how many times and I don't know specific dates.
So I guess my question is, how does your system work if you're not getting the discovery that you're asking a police officer for, and you're asked for it, let's just say 5 times? What do? Do you go to the office and you sit down and say, give me these search warrants, I have to turn them over?
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
Did you do that in this case?
Yes.
You go to Super Proctor and say, give me the search warrants because I have to turn them over.
Yes.
When did you do that?
Sometime prior to the defendant's arraignment in December of 21.
November of 21, did you say?
December of 21.
December of 21. So when you get to his office, do you go there or do you tell him to come to your office? I don't know how that works.
Either I don't
Remember how you met about the search warrants the first time?
The
In other words, did he come to you or you go to him?
I don't know.
Okay. So you have a sit down.
Yes.
And you ask him for the 6 search warrants. What does he say?
She's asking him about a thing that he did. This is again like the Katie McLaughlin thing where it's like, I know how brains work. If you asked me like when you met with that person, where were you? I can like look inside my brain, remember the thing that I did, and then tell you that thing that I remember because that's how brains work. She's like, when did you go to Tully and have this conversation that you just told me happened? And he's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, she was
It
asking,
was,
she's like, did you go to him or did he come to you? And like, I don't know. It's like,
I don't know.
I just immediately imagine the whole place just being like a lunchroom. It's just like,
Do you
hey,
think
how
he
you
said
doing? Come on in here,
Do you think he said December of 2021? Because he's like, okay, I knew it was before the Karen Reed case.
Okay, you will get them to me.
He will get them to you.
Yes.
Okay. If you tell him I have an obligation to turn this over because it's Rule 14 discovery, I need it right away. I've asked for it 5 times. What's the deal?
Those specific words, no, but the gist, yes.
Well, tell me what you said specifically.
I don't know.
Well, give me a best estimate of what you said. The Trooper Proctor after you asked 5 times search warrants that he didn't turn over.
Sustained.
So, did you keep any notes of your conversations with Trooper Proctor when you were asking for these 6 search warrants that he didn't give you?
No.
Why not?
It was something that I knew that was outstanding. It was something that I had asked for in written form numerous times. I didn't feel the need to write a note that I asked for it again.
So that's the first sit down. Did you send emails after the first sit down saying, hey, you promised me you're going to send these 6 search warrants, I still don't have them?
Objection, assuming.
No, they don't do that.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the
Did you
question?
send another email to Trooper Proctor after you had this sit down at sometime in December of 2021 saying, hey, you still didn't send those 6 search warrants, can you send them over?
Yes.
How far after Mr. King's arraignment in December of 2021 did you send that email to?
Okay, so this continues like that for a little while until Judge Krupp finally says, oh my God, I forgot. I'm supposed to be protecting the Commonwealth. And then he promptly freaks out and ends it all and has never allowed it to happen again until coming up August 27th. There's one more thing we need to do before
Wait, hold on.
Lisa's
He does.
allowed to go
What do
to
you mean?
bed.
Hold on. Lisa, you go to bed. You can catch up in the morning.
No,
Yeah.
don't go to
Yeah.
bed. This is about, I have one more thing to wrap that up.
So he goes, are we going to see him on the stand again? Different.
Yeah, this is supposed to be this. So that day, they had served subpoenas to Lally and Michael Proctor. At the end of
If
this
stuff
hearing,
like this ever happens again, please you get my attention. I want to watch this.
well, it's about to happen, so it's going to be happening soon. And so they had served a subpoena to Michael Proctor. This day, they were like, we were all expecting Proctor to also take the stand. Everybody's all excited about it. Then it turned out he just went on vacation. So they had served him a subpoena and he was like, nah, and went on vacation. And what I'm going to show you now to wrap up this evening of Squirrel School, I did a video of this hearing. This will sum it all up for you. Enjoy.
We need to understand the communication that was happening between the Commonwealth and the police. We can do that, but we'll be here until the cows come home. Then send in the cattle because Trooper Proctor has emails with the Commonwealth that we need to get our arms around. Okay, how do you want to proceed on that? Let's get ADA Lally up here. Your Honor, Lally should not have to take the stand. Why? It would probably be faster so he doesn't have to walk to the witness stand, and I would like, the motion is denied. This could be embarrassing for certain individuals. This could be embarrassing for the office. Get that slow poke up here. Assistant District Attorney with the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. I started with the District Attorney's Office. I worked a few warehouse jobs. Speak up. No one can hear you. I went to Suffolk. Undergrad, I went to University of Southern California. Let me back up a little. No, his
How did he get
backstory
to
is
Southern
boring me
California?
already. Can you just ask about this case, Your Honor? So, do you keep records? I mean, I keep records in the form of a list.
Lally going to USC is the only cool thing about him. And also, Chase, if it is open to the public, which I'm assuming it is, we should go. Let's figure that out.
And your lists with the check marks, do they remain in the file? To the best of my knowledge. Did you review the file about this case? Why not? I didn't have the file. You work in the DA's office, right? I do. So what did you review for your testimony today? The file? Okay. Do you keep notes about what you ask for? Yes with Bodie Technology and the Milton Police, no for the State Police. How many search warrants are there in this case? 6. When did you get all 6 search warrants from Proctor? I did not. So your checklist system doesn't really work. I don't know. He said, "Trust me, bro," and I just got excited because he called me bro. In the same building
Yes,
as
that's what I
Proctor.
was
Do you ever just
thinking
go
the whole
down the hall
time.
and talk to him? It's scary going to the cop side of the building. They're always calling me a nerd. This was back in
Oh, she nailed
2021.
it.
You must have been getting upset with Trooper Proctor. No, I'm not allowed to. Did you ever go to his supervisor, Tully? I did that once, but he put me in a big trash can and called me a dweeb. When did you become aware that you didn't turn over the search warrants? Maybe right now. I remember saying to the court in January 2024, we could proceed forward because discovery would be complete. No. Reading that refresh your memory? No, it didn't refresh my memory because I did not. Okay, Attorney Lally just told me that he needs his cigarettes, so we need to break. Thank you, Your Honor. We'll return here August 5th. Your Honor, Trooper Proctor's attorney is here. Can he communicate the new date to him? I don't want to go back to his home. He was just laying on his front lawn crying, eating 2 Big Macs, and just scrolling through his phone looking at pictures of himself in his uniform. I don't want to have to go through that again.
So that's how it happened. And the queen was the crown was partially for Queen Rosemary and partially to be her hair. Halfway through making it, I couldn't
thought it was her
decide.
hair.
Yeah, it's a little bit, it's both.
Yeah, I thought it was the hair.
Oh.
That is awesome.
And so they came back August 5th. That's when Judge Krupp's body snatcher left and he was himself again. And then he sent everybody to study hall instead to work on a table that he couldn't understand. And now it's over a year later, and it's finally going to happen again, apparently, supposedly.
I bet you right now they're trying to figure out how to ban cameras and everything in court.
Well, me and E-Chase will be there then.
Yeah, you'll be taking notes.
Yeah.
Your notes would probably tell more of a story than a video would.
I'll make a checklist. They won't, because
Yeah,
I
to
know
get some
that
receipts
from
cigarette packs.
from when I went to Matthew Matthew Farwell is being prosecuted in federal court, and there's no cameras allowed there. So I went to 2 of the hearings, and my notes end up being I'm very focused at the beginning. No, then I just start noticing my brain just I'll start being like, this is the design on the ceiling, and then I'll just draw the design from the ceiling, and then I'll realize I forgot to pay attention to the important thing that was happening. So my notes do really paint a picture. It just might not be the picture that people are looking for. My first time I wrote a lot about the defense attorney's aggressive bra straps that were visible from her suit jacket. Or bra lines. It looked uncomfortable. That's all I could That's all I could think about when she was up in front of us. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. They're not going to be allowed to ban cameras. We're not going to let them. It's 1 a.m. It's bedtime.
Is it really?
This
I don't
was
even know
really
what time
fun.
it is. I love this. I love this. This is the most fun I have all week. I'm serious when I say that.
Me too.
This is
I feel the same way.
I need to figure out how to make this this is a reset point in my timeline. I need to think of it because after this, I don't start getting back into things until Monday. It feels like, and because I do Friday nights tomorrow night, so that's just a goofball experience. And Saturday, I have to get the computers out of my brain.
That's smart. Also, I want to post your link. I meant to do this earlier. If people aren't subscribed, they should go subscribe, because you do these fun Friday night lives that you were just saying, where everyone just hangs out and it's fun. Everyone go click
Emily always has an
subscribe.
open invitation, so if that tells y'all anything.
Thank you.
I should make sure you always have a link that you could be like, be saying something and you just pop in and go, why is it every time I'm here there's wiggles, and then you leave?
I do close it every time you do the wiggles. And then I open it back up like 2 minutes later. Every single time, and just immediate swipe. You guys are delightful. Squirrel School is seriously the best, my favorite part of the week.
It's so chilled out and relaxed. Oh, I already trolled you on Twitter.
You did?
Yeah.
Like,
I trolled you on over there.
Trolled me like my trolls do?
Yeah, exactly like that.
You told me I was a vile, evil monster. It's her favorite thing to say about
No,
me.
I said
That I'm
Karen Reed has
vile.
always been innocent of the Canton charges, even if Emily C. doesn't agree with me. XOXO.
Love it.
I had to put your name in there so I'd get attention.
Repost.
Oh.
Okay. That if that's what all my trolls said to me, it would be a much more peaceful place when I log into Twitter. Instead, it is crazy. Okay, good night, everybody.
I gotta get some Mickey Mouse.
You'll know what the wiggles are if you subscribe right now to the expert and watch 5 minutes of any of his shows.
We like to have fun. We like to have fun. We don't do drama and all that stuff.
This is an American goodbye. Okay, good night, everybody. You're the best.
No,
Vote for Adam
Irish.
Deitch. Bye.
I can't.
If you need a place to breathe, some stress to just relieve, then come watch Emily C, where we keep it drama free. We want justice for John O'Keefe, Aiden and Kelsey, waved bye bye to Morrissey. Let's clean up Norfolk County. Emily C, the one we need, reading sidebars with Corey, writing Hank diaries, giving the people what they need. It's my pleasure to entertain, keeping you laughing makes my day. Positivity all the way. Why don't we tell Satan not today? And now it's time to say goodbye. But before we say goodnight, just keep one thing in mind. Please like, comment, subscribe.